Nobody beats the house.
Hey, did you know that you could help support our future projects and let everyone know you're a fan of what we do? Check out our print-on-demand store. We have a tab here on YouTube. When you click on it, you can choose from a bunch of different items we have, shirts and posters and coffee mugs. Click on the one you like. When you find the design you want to put on it, choose a color and a size if it's appropriate. And when you purchase these items, a portion goes to help fund our future projects. We really do appreciate your support. You get some cool stuff. When you get that stuff, post pictures here and on other platforms, and we'll hook you up next time you order from our Gear website store. Thank you for your support of gunwebsites.com.
It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
And welcome everybody to a Black Friday edition of whatever this is. So nobody else is going live, and that's messed up because what's up with that? So we figure let's go live and track all the best deals for people that are out there doing stuff, buying stuff. And then we'll also rank the best deals and see who got the best deal, and then maybe have some fun with that. So I'm at the moment over here posting some links to this situation on the Patreon. So let's take a second and say thanks to the people that subscribe to what we do here, that each month they buy us a cup of coffee. Some of them buy us lunch. It all accumulates and allows us to work on stuff like this. So as I talk and type here, I want to say thanks to the 130 something people that are our Patreons. They make it possible for us to do this stuff. And first link I'm dropping will be out there for anybody that wants to jump in and talk about their Black Friday stuff, whatever you may have got. It can be something that you bought. You'll get more points for that. Or it could be something that you know about. And if you let everybody know about it, you'll still get some points for that. Let's see. So now let's grab the link to this whole thing. We're going to go up to here and open this up on YouTube. We'll say thanks to the people that are joining us live. This is live instead of some pre-recorded thing. I've seen a couple of pre-recorded Black Friday things, and I don't really care so much about promoting the Black Friday stuff. It's just having some fun. On the line, I figure a bunch of people are probably off and thinking about shopping online. Just got back from a store, heading out to a store, getting ready for Small Business Saturday tomorrow, where hopefully if you're, what the heck was that? Hopefully if you're in the market or in a place where there is a gun shop that you can go to, then talk about that. So let's see, join in. So since this is unscripted and unprecedented, let's see what happens. Let's see how it works. So now we're putting out a link to Patreons. Here's a pro tip. Don't put the link that you're hiding in a Patreon only thing in the preview to the thing. So you can check when you're on Patreon. Am I screen sharing? Let me screen share real quick and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Screen sharing. Let me bring screen sharing out here. I'll jump back behind her in a second here. Welcome. And I'll jump behind her. So this is the Patreon, and I am at the moment, let me click on it, putting this post up about this chat. So I'm saying join in the Black Friday extravaganza, and then here's a link to the video. Then down here, is a link for the Patreons. Probably shouldn't show it live, but that's a link to the Patreons to jump in, right? Over on the right here, let me bring this back over. Over on the right, who can see this? I'm choosing it to Patreons only because there's a link in here, but I had to go down here and remove portions of the post that had the link in it. Otherwise, you'll just preview the link you're trying to hide or trying to put behind the wall of Patreons only, right? So now I'll take that same Patreon post, and this time we'll go over to the YouTubes. And if you go to the YouTubes and you go to your own channel, our channel, and then you go down to the community tab. Everybody has a community tab now, I think. You don't have to be special to get a community tab anymore. There's the link and everything, so we're going to change this to channel members and then post. And now on YouTube, there's no preview to non-channel members. It's just a channel members situation. So boom, now the channel members here on YouTube and over on Patreon have links if they want to join in. I guess I'll drop a third link into a place that we put stuff also, which the Patreons have access to. I think channel members have access to it too, as that goes. And let's just drop it in the main thing. Boom. So we'll see how long we can talk about Black Friday stuff with folks who might be out doing stuff. Art is a new channel member. Welcome. Thank you for that. Seeing that this popped up here. So let's say hey to the people joining us live. Smeggy's out there. Welcome. G23 also out there. Good morning. Gizzard's out there. Good morning. Art, we just said. I think he's out there. Good morning. And then Chris. Let's see. Smeggy is saying, didn't see anything I want. Well, shopping for other people too, right? Then Chris is saying, Gary is first on my screen. Interesting. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're all saying first over here. Well, Smeggy was officially first. Here's the deal. We broadcast on two channels, the gear channel and the big channel. So people might be on different channels. I don't know. StreamYard doesn't tell us which channel they're coming in from, which is kind of lame. So Smeggy was technically first by a minute, and then G23 and Gizzard Gary were both here at the 10:04. Welcome. And then if other people join in, we'll say welcome to them. Otherwise, start taking a look at some of the deals out there. Just head over to Amazon. It's the easiest place to go. Anybody, well, so far we got a couple of people saying that they didn't find anything. G23 is saying no shopping for him right now. I was mainly looking for a air fryer, the one cheap air fryer at Walmart. I was hoping it went on sale, but they don't usually put cheap stuff on sale. So all the expensive ones went down a little bit, but not they're not like free or nothing, and I don't want to pay that much. I'll just buy a used one sometime. So this thing I seen, the spin and win up to $500. So if you are on the Amazon, have you done this spin and win thing? I guess you have to get the app. It says no purchase necessary, open to blah, blah, blah. 18 and older, begins on the 21st, ends on the 28th. So that's going to end pretty soon. Promotion consists of 8 daily instant win entry periods and 8 sweepstakes, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I think you just click on this thing on the app, and then you can get 20 bucks off, 10 bucks off, 5 bucks off, or nothing. I've seen somebody doing a show, and they talked about that. Let's see. Smeggy saying you didn't see anything you want, so you're not buying anything on Black Friday?
Not that I know of. I guess unless we find something here now.
Let's see. So we've got antivirus. Sucker bet. I wouldn't buy that. Let's see. I guess this is just random, all the Black Friday stuff. Let's see, is there a way to delete the stuff? You don't need to see me trying to buy diatomaceous earth over here. All right, let's zoom in a little bit. I guess diatomaceous earth didn't go on sale. Lame. Let's see. So then we got antiviruses. How boring is that? Amazon literally, and I don't know if they're filtering this to me specifically, in which case I'd be offended, but if they're just giving this to the world, what the hell? So antivirus is the first two things they're going to offer? That seems dumb as hell. And then a $4,000 TV? Come on. Some kind of earbuds, clothes, and shoes? Do they know who's logged in? I mean, I'm logged in. I've never bought a shoe or clothes ever on Amazon, and they're offering that stuff to me. I feel like their robot doesn't know what's up. Vacuums? Who would, in their right mind, is going to give anybody a vacuum?
That's when I look at the Amazon stuff, I always filter by category. So either doing like sports and outdoors or like home tools or whatever. And then I just look at that department. I don't ever really look at the main thing because, yeah, you're right. It's all sorts of weird stuff.
Yeah, it's just nuts. So some kind of fancy Legos, little scooter thingy. Yuck. It says recommended deals for me. So it wants me to get an AMD, which I don't know. Do I run AMDs? I don't think I even run AMDs. Hemp oil. What the hell would I want hemp oil for? Green people. What do you even do with this? 12,000 or 12 million milligrams of hemp extract. Who the hell would want that? Crown on DVD. So a movie about the British royalty. They know Amazon knows me. And then a rack for all of my shoes, of course, another one. Mesh system Wi-Fi
well, you
router.
are with Marco, so that makes sense.
Huh?
Said you're friends with Marco, so that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Weston's saying, though, he's got the same exact Black Friday Amazon deals, antivirus earbuds. So that's crazy. Like, seriously, is Amazon just phoning it in? Did their robot break? Why would they put antivirus up as their, like, hey, you know what everybody wants this Christmas? Antivirus software, 2 different levels of it, because, you know, one isn't enough. That's so weird. That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I can almost understand a $4,000 TV. Like, why not, right? Sell them. Somebody's going to buy them, I guess. I don't understand earbuds, so that doesn't make any sense to me, but I understand it, I guess, that people are buying them. Like a vacuum makes no sense. A phone, total sense, right? I don't know if that's a good deal or not, but now I'm going to go into one of these, but let's go find something decent instead of this garbage, like crazy mix they're giving me here. So here's what we got. What do you call them? Departments, I guess. So what departments do we want? We'll go with, I want to say books, but then I'm not going to say books. Automotive and motorcycle is probably lame. I'm going to click arts and crafts and sewing. You're all going to have to wait for me because you didn't do your own show. I'm going to see if any embroidery machines are on sale. This is the sewing machine I got, and I paid more than that. Or no, I paid a lot less than that. This is more than what I paid for it, so that's weird. That heat press is pretty nice. What's that deal? These are like way more than $100 usually. Oh, $70. Nice. I got a big box of t-shirts. I could be using that, but I'm not going to buy that. Pottery wheel. You know anybody that want a pottery wheel? $25. That seems like nothing for a pottery wheel. I guess it's normally 40. So if anybody is out there and wants to look at anything specific, let me know. But I'm looking for an embroidery machine real quick, just in case. You know, just in case, because the embroidery machine I'm using is like $1,000. So if they're selling that for like $300, I'm gonna just buy that real quick on credit. What is this? A pancake maker? $759.
So you might want to click on the embroidery machine that was up top, because sometimes it's not like the picture they show is not the only thing when you click on it. Like arts and crafts, okay, great. And then it's like they have a subcategory of sewing machines, but it shows you like 4 of them. And then later it's like sewing machines, and there's like 5 different ones. So just in case, I know you said that's more than what you paid for the first one, but that may be multiple ones in there.
I see what you're saying.
Like that, I can't really read the screen, but it just says like embroidery stuff, and maybe there's other things in there.
Embroidery cloth. No, that's hardware. So just embroidery machine. Well, there's Black Friday deals on threads. So how come when you type in machine, it gives me all this other stuff besides machines? So I have it set to, no, I don't have it set to anything. That's weird. So I guess, oh, these are still Black Friday sales. Sucker bet, never buy those things a thread. I bought one of those things a thread, and they were a bunch of garbage threads, so I don't buy them like that anymore. But you think, oh, I'm going to get a bunch of colors. Come on, seriously, this is all going to be 5x7. That one's pretty good, but it's well, I guess it's normally 1,200, and they're selling it for $843. It's a different one, but it's similar. I mean, it's the same company, but not the new model of what I had, so I don't know what's different about it, but it's about the same price point. So it looks like $400 off and then a bunch of threads that nobody cares about. I don't know what's up with this thing. It's kind of like mine, but it's got way more buttons. I guess it's the same buttons. It's got more buttons here for some reason. It has like a fast forward and a super fast. I like that idea. Like it's got a speed button on it. Whoa, look at that display. It's got actual numbers and stuff on it. Oh, it can also be a regular sewing machine. That's weird. I think mine could have also been a regular sewing machine too, but I just never did that. So now it's 1,000 something. What happened to the 800 price? Wonder if there's a way to compare it to something. Anyway, I'm not buying it. We'll go back to the Black Friday stuff. All right, so there's Smeggy saying hey, and G23 and Gizzard fighting over who's first. Art joining the channel. Welcome. Chris declaring Gizzard the winner. And
I mean,
Gizzard
too bad I'm the winner.
Gizzard graciously declining the win. Let's see, then the M550 is saying, I only run AMDs. I've only built one Intel. Just have to build one. Huh. And then antivirus is 2007. Maybe the 90s. Norton, as in no way. Probably. I wouldn't use any antivirus personally. Just use there's some stuff that's built in and things. I always use always look at power, hand, and sports. All right, that's what we're going to look at then because that's good stuff. So we're going to go into Black Friday deals again. And maybe because I was harassing them about the garbage that they put on the screen, now they have $500 phone, $64 stuff, some $500 TVs. Or I wonder if it's because all that other stuff sold out.
Oh yeah, if the top one, if those are, they call them like the lightning deals, then there's a time limit and also a amount limit. And you'll normally see like, oh, 50% sold or 30% sold. And so those deals go away. Which is kind of annoying if you're trying to shop for a bunch of stuff because you end up having to like check out like every 10 minutes. Like you find one and then you have to check out within 5 minutes or else it's gone. But then it's like, well, I found something else I want. Like, I don't know, are they smart enough to not put those all in separate boxes and send it to you? Because I don't want 50 boxes showing up. Like, I'm getting a bunch of small stuff.
So as soon as you click on these departments, it filters this stuff down. And these are like what you're saying, like Yeti products, DeWalt tools. Like this is leading into deeper like lists or whatever.
But even that, I mean, if I can gripe some more, it's that you might say Yeti products, but then further down the line, there might be a category Yeti coolers. And you're like, but I already clicked on the Yeti products one. And then it went back. It's like, I don't know. I don't like it. There needs to be a better way to sort stuff.
Well, I haven't found much consistency on these platforms over any amount of time. So whatever they do this year will be different next year, right? And then different in April or whatever. Like you just have to sort of jump in and see, you know, how their navigation is. So nothing jumped out at me as being so awesome. Here's this little tiny camp chair that folds down. It's kind of small compared to regular camp chairs. $80. So notice how this one just says $80 and then it says minus 20 was. The price was determined using a 90-day median price paid by customers for the product on Amazon. We exclude prices paid by customers for the product during a limited time deal. Okay, but then I was looking on some of the other items. So that's that chair. Now, if we go to this scooter thingy for $300, no, that's the same way. Because some of them will say lowest price in 90 days or something like that. Lowest price in 30 days. Because I guess one of the scams is, oh, it's Black Friday coming up tomorrow, so let's raise the prices on Thursday $100 and then take $99 off tomorrow.
Yeah, I saw a meme. I think someone posted it like in one of the gun related things. But either way, it's like the dude from Braveheart, and I forget what it was that they're selling, but it's like $8.99. The dude goes hold, and then it says Thursday night $8.99, hold, Friday $1,000 minus $100, $8.99. Like, and then he's like screaming like, "Yay, let's go get it!"
Yeah, exactly. Because, well, I guess they assume people ain't paying attention until the time when they're actually making the decision. And if they're just taking what's given to them, they're going to see that perceived discount or whatever. So what do you think of these little scootery things? I don't know enough about them to know if this is a good one or not. It's like $300. It would be $400. It says it can go 12 miles at 15 miles an hour. Well, it can go 15 miles an hour. It can also go 12 miles. So I'm guessing that's not at the same time. It folds down so you can carry it around a little easier than a goofy L shape. And I guess it's got pneumatic tires as opposed to solid tires. I'm kind of thinking these things are super cool. I kind of want one. Not necessarily this one, but the concept of them having like a little thing that's basically nothing. You could put this in the back of the van and you get a flat tire. Put it in your trunk, get a flat tire or something. Have to go get gas, you can just scoot to wherever you need to go. Even if you had to go 15 miles down the highway or something, or back to some town somewhere, and then let this thing charge, and then get back to wherever you're going. It says it's 26 pounds. That's kind of heavy, but it's probably full of batteries. Oh, what's the difference here? Two options. What's the difference between them? Anyway, I've been thinking about one. I didn't know how much they cost, though. I see them all over town now. They're everywhere in Tucson, and people are scooting around on them constantly.
Yeah, so I was going to say that a bunch of people around here have them. But we also have a bunch of I don't know what company it is. I'm going to call it like the Uber of them, where you literally just go up and like scan it, and then you're allowed to like drive it around, and then you just leave it wherever you feel like.
Yeah,
those things are annoying as hell.
Why?
Especially because there's a grocery store across the street from me. So everyone rents the little scooter, drives to the grocery store, leaves them laying around wherever the hell they feel like, and then obviously now they have groceries, they take an Uber back to their house.
Yeah.
So we have like a pile of scooters always. And supposedly the company comes and like redistributes them, but it just it doesn't really make much sense to me.
Well, that's a job for somebody. It's like an Uber job where somebody drives around with a truck or something, and then they put those scooters in the back and charge them and leave them somewhere else, I guess, for money. At least that's what I thought.
Yeah, but there was one parked in front of my neighbor's house for like 3 weeks. So if they do that,
yeah. But if nobody wants to drive all the way out to someplace and pick up one, that's where they get stuck, I guess. Well, here's a Segway for $539. That's crazy. I thought they would be a lot more than that. This is the kind where you just hold it with your knees, I guess. So that seems super stable. Like, let's just depend on your ankles and your knees to not fall over, I guess, or die, or drive into something. All right, so we're looking at the sports and the tools, and then snobs out there, Foss is joining. Look at the cow accessories. Log guards and monsters and all sorts of stuff. You'll eventually buy something. Oh, yeah, that's true. Add $5 to the stuff in my store for Black Friday. Figure with all the deals everywhere, and they can afford to pay a little more. Nice. Looking for jewelry, but oh, I got it. Ghost is scared of these things. Darn adults trying to be kids. No, I just think they're faster than it's safer than a skateboard or something like that. And it folds down just as small as a skateboard or something like that. And it's no effort, so it can be, you know, on your way to doing something or whatever, and you don't have to look like you just walked 5 miles to get there. Snob saying they rent them in downtown Oklahoma. I keep wanting to rent one when I go to someplace like Vegas or someplace, and I just forget. Or we just never do. But I think, I don't know, I think it's a neat idea. Like, say, for having in the trunk in the back of the van. Let's see. So it's a lot of sports stuff showing up. Probably because I clicked on sports. We got some kind of digital night vision. Let's see what's up with this. So $100. Night vision goggles. That's fake as shit. So something's up with this. 4K night vision binoculars, large screen binoculars, can save photo and video. So this is some sort of a digital camera. True IR night vision. So 7 levels of IR. So it's like a digital IR thing. Breaking the night barrier. Nice. So 10 hours with infrared off, 5 hours with infrared on. They keep saying infrared, and it costs $100. So we know that's not accurate. Something's fake. Anti-shack and sport mode. So it can shoot videos of running animals, and the pictures also have an anti-shake function. Oh, let's see how it's anti-shake with this owl. But if you're in sport mode, Mellow is making a noise or something. Built-in 4,000 megabiggle rechargeable battery. So fake. And then let's see what this video says.
And I just got these really great night vision goggles. It's very easy to use. You can shoot video in 4K. And you'll be able to still see really well at night in the trees. But it's definitely much better with the infrared on.
Okay, so they're saying it
Tap the
shoots.
button and the infrared.
So it has an infrared flashlight on it. So $103. That's interesting. $109 to make it in camouflage. So they take a Gen 1 Russian tube and add a screen to it, I guess, and then put a camera into the thing. It's interesting. So who would buy a $100 goofy night vision thing that can record in 4K, it says? It's definitely an easier form factor than real night vision. And you don't have to worry about destroying $10,000. You only have to worry about destroying $100. I don't even think you could destroy this. It's all cheap. It's probably pretty rugged for $100.
I'll say I actually got my mom a thing of binoculars that are like that, minus the night vision. So just the fact that they're binoculars that have a built-in camera.
Uh-huh.
And it was probably around this similar price point. And it's okay. I mean, I would describe like the camera itself as maybe a early 2000s digital camera, you know, like back in like 2005 or whatever, when everyone was running around with those cameras before phones were really a thing. So it's about that kind of quality. She likes it used up north, zooms in on some deer, takes pictures of them. But yeah, I'm with you. My skeptical radar is through the roof on the night vision part of it.
Well, that's what it is. It's a inexpensive camcorder stuck on the back of a Gen 1 Russian tube, and that's what you'd expect to see. So one end, you know, they're not showing you the front for whatever reason, but one end is you can even tell from the front that it's a Russian tube. And then the other knob is the IR flashlight. So for whatever reason, every single picture, here's one picture of the front. So you can see there's a IR flashlight on the one side, and then just the Russian tube, and then this amount of space would have been where the other camera is. So the question is, are they taking new tech, or are they taking old stock and taking it apart and just putting it in a new case? Either way, it's interesting. 1080p, so it's a decent camcorder. Let's see, Vortex hunting products. You got a $500 scooter, so that's probably got more batteries. Yeah, it looks like it has batteries under this thing. What do we think about these LifeStraws? Do you have any of these LifeStraws?
Yeah, I got a couple.
So it looks like you can get a 3-pack for $35, which is 20% off, or a 4-pack for $40. This seems like a way better deal, right? No, this is a 5-pack for $40. It's a way better deal. So these are $10 a piece. These are less than 10. So I'm going to click on these. Are these the ones you have? Literally LifeStraws by Westergaard or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, I have the LifeStraw brand. So I guess it's all one. It looks like them.
This seems like if I was going to spend money on something like this, then I would probably go for these. Oh, wait, how big are they? That kid looks like he's sucking on a piece of PVC pipe. I thought these things were like a pen. They're pretty big, huh?
Oh, no, yeah, they're maybe a roll of quarters diameter, something like that.
Oops. So what I'm doing is,
I got a bag and one at the house in case there's ever like a, boil water emergency type thing or whatever. I can scoop water out the back of my toilet tank and use a LifeStraw or whatever. You never know what's going to happen out here. There's some kind of earth-shaking event.
yeah, I hear
Might
you.
need clean water.
A lot of times I'm hiking in Hawaii and I'll be like, dang it, I didn't bring any water for this trip in Hawaii. And then I'll find a volcano that's spurting out some kind of toxic water, and I'll just suck out of that with the LifeStraw. Well, I don't have a LifeStraw, so I just suck out of it with a regular straw. But if you don't want the powers of a volcano, then you'd want to filter that. There's options, I guess. This seems more useful. Like, I'm not laying down in gross water and drinking it. I don't care what anybody says. I got better things to do with my time. But wherever that one was I clicked on, that dude was shoving it through a bottle. This seems smart as hell. So is this the same kind, or is this like a different type of LifeStraw?
I think it's a different type because mine doesn't have threads on it.
Okay, so this type is the one I think I would rather get, where you just shove, because you see he's squishing that bottle, so he's pushing it through there. Because here's the thing, what if you got something in your mouth, like a sore? What if you're just tired as hell? You're not going to be able to suck through a filter. I mean, have you used one? How hard are they to suck through? Are you literally sucking through a water filter? Or does it build up some kind of suction? Because this seems, I mean, I understand why they stage the picture this way, but you're going to get hurt. Like, you don't just go roll around in bad water. Like, oh, this water doesn't look good enough to drink. I'm going to roll around in it. You know what I mean? Like, that's not good survival strategy. This girl's the same way. Like, I seen a thing on the internet. This guy's the only smart dude out of everybody. Maybe this kid. But these, 5 of them for $40. Normally they're $12 a piece. A little bit less for 2. Still $11. And now you're talking 11 something. This is the biggest ripoff of all of them. That's why they put it on the main page. But this 5-pack, you're basically staying alive an extra day for free. What about cleaning them? Do they say, like, do they have a use and then they throw them away? Personal will provide 792 gallons of safe drinking water without chemicals. Can be stored indefinitely. even after use. I think that's kind of a no-brainer. That might be the number one thing on the internet so far. I don't think this camping chair. And let's see what this thing says. The list price is the suggested retail price, supplier, seller, except for books, if the price was purchased, blah, 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 by other retailers in the past 90 days. So according to this, in the past 90 days, these things would have cost you $65, and now they're 40. That seems like a pretty good deal. What he doesn't show you is the huge red signature from the infrared light. Yeah, so you're talking, Clover's talking about that, the night vision goggles where they have an infrared illuminator. They're not really infrared. They just are IR, and they throw out a bunch of IR light, and then they can see that light. But what Clover's saying is it's like you can see the red light on a TV remote control, and some TV remote controls. It would be like if that red light was 1 inch around. So it's a big red spotlight. Sleeping bags, interesting. I'm going to look up dash cams. It's something that I believe everyone should have, and mine's dying already. Also a big fan of trail cams. Anybody interested in trail cams? I'm going to open that up in the new window. Router table, I could see that being used. Oh, look at this. This is interesting. Let's see what this is all about. A 6-in-1 pen, they say. And then also another question for people that might be sitting around drinking some coffee, either buying stuff or not buying stuff. What tool brand is your tool brand? I like the yellow and the blues. The DeWalt's and the Makitas. Anybody have brands they like? Although my friend gave me a bunch of Milwaukee's, and even though they're red, which is lame, they're pretty good. I'm actually super impressed with the new drills. I haven't bought a drill in like, holy crap, 20 something years. So this new drill I got is like magic. LifeStraws for $12. Premier ammo. Interesting.
$12? You already saw one that was under 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Measuring tool. Interesting.
And definitely the 5-pack's the way to go, because then you just stash them everywhere.
Yeah,
you put
I mean,
one in your
you're
car,
never going to
you
need
put it in the
one.
bag.
And you can give them to people too. Like, that's the thing. Now you can make sure that people got them. Well, I think this is cool. I don't have no little kid, but this seems like, who didn't come up with this already? Doesn't this thing seem like the perfect little kid scoot around thing? Or a monkey. I'm just saying. It says 1-year-old boy. What the hell does that mean? Why is it pink then? Be brave. What the hell? Well, you gotta be brave. You got a little scooter. Oh, this is for babies. No, that's probably why they don't see them around the streets. I thought that was just for little kids, not for babies. Let's see. So I was going to look for dash cams. I seen a little BMX at the Walmart or someplace, and I was like, dang it. That would be the perfect little BMX for a monkey. All right, so let's see what kind of dash cams have Black Friday sales. So show of hands who's got a dash cam. Gun Snob is saying Milwaukee Fuel is the correct tool brand. I think that's what I have. The little red batteries that are crazy good. Milwaukee and Makita. I can handle that. I have Ryobi's because I'm not a professional. Well, come on, man. What color is Ryobi's? Are they blue? They might be okay because they're blue, but I don't like store brands. Let's see. Ghost has a dash cam. Weston's got a dash cam. So am I wrong? Dash cams, I believe, now that I have one, or I've had one for years now, I think they're one of the most important accessories in a vehicle, at least in 2022. as content creators, even more so, but just as a regular person driving around, I really, 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 really feel more comfortable with my dash cam. So from what I understand, when I did my research, there's two types. There's the Chinese and the Korean. And the Chinese are, let's see, if I remember right, the Chinese are this type where there's a screen right on it. And the Korean are more like the kind I have, where they just mount permanently onto the dash and they use a phone to see what's going on in there, but there's no screen or buttons or anything on the unit itself. So they're very discreet and they're very small. Like they're just a little thing that, I don't know what that looks like, a shotgun shell. It's about the size of a shotgun shell, like a 12 gauge, and it just fits underneath your review mirror someplace and you forget about it. I unplug mine because it's a million degrees here in the summer, and if I'm not driving around, it's just out there baking in the dashboard. So I unplug mine every time I'm not using it. But people that don't have that, or if they park under a garage or something, you wouldn't have to worry about that. The kind with the screen gives you some advantages because, one, you can see what it's doing. And from what I understand, the concept is when they have a screen on them, it's more easy for you to take the camera off and use it as a camera. Like take it off and point it at someone, take it off and look out the passenger window or something like that, because they're almost always quick detach, or they are able to swivel and pivot, where the more permanent style are kind of more mounted in a more permanent way, and they don't lend themselves to look out the side or passenger windows or anything like that, the driver's window or the passenger window. So then you get into features and stuff. And at least back in the day when I was doing my research, like $100 or so was about the line. Anything under $100 was kind of a novelty and it was going to have poor quality. Anything over $100 was going to have a consistent, better quality, and the most expensive stuff just had more and more features. But if you're not looking for massive features and you're just looking for quality, the $100 was like the price point. Anything under that, you're just not going to get good quality, or it'd be very rare to get good quality. And then over it, you're pretty much guaranteed to get decent enough quality to be a useful dash cam. Now, there are other features, and this one seems kind of interesting. It looks like it's kind of modular or something. But some of the features would be GPS and mapping and stuff like that. Others would be the different ways that they can record. But effectively, they just record everything and remember some of it. So most of the time, the thing is recording, and unless you want it to, it doesn't bother to record it or keep it. But some of them will just record everything. So when you're driving down the road, you can really get some cool footage of, the trip. But it's also useful for accidents, or if somebody messes with your vehicle in a parking lot or something like that. And this one looks like it's designed to be, I guess, front and back. This one has a whole bunch of stuff going on for only $129. That seems kind of neat. So I'm going to click on it and see what's going on with this thing. Let me click on this video and see what's going on. I think we're allowed to watch Amazon videos on YouTube. Dang it, why are you just doing nothing? This is where it sticks to the window, and this lets you unplug it from the window. That's handy. I don't know why the cameras are pointing backwards at you, though, unless they're both.
I've seen that kind of style in a lot of Ubers, because that way the dash cam to see, like you said, accidents and stuff, and you want something in the cabin so if your rider freaks out and tries to attack you or whatever, you got them.
Yeah, and they know that there's a camera pointed at them too right away. Yeah. And they probably feel better because there's a camera and they know that you got a camera. So yeah, there's a camera pointed forward, and then that other one plugs in, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about getting a dash cam. I remember I did some research a while back, and I think I concur with your observation is that, as long as you spend a little bit of money, but not necessarily go crazy. Like, you don't need a $500 one or whatever.
Okay, this one is actually pretty neat. It won't work for my van because I can't see through. But look what, there's two cameras going backwards. One of them's going forwards, and that's the big picture. One of them's going backwards with a fisheye lens, and that's like you're saying, the Uber one, so they can see who's in the car. But then that third eye coming backwards goes right past you and looks out your back window. So if I can get it to show those multiple things again, this is out the back window over here. So this is just like being a review mirror. So it's showing you backwards, it's showing you frontwards, and it's showing you inside the vehicle. So this one is actually super neat. And it's only, so normally $200 and it's $129. And it looks like you can unplug the backward facing cameras. So if you want it to be a little less whatever giant on your dashboard, you can have just the front with 150 degrees. You can have 150 degrees of cabin, but then you can also go right through the vehicle and look out the back, which is neat because a lot of them, in order to see out the back, you have to have a second camera with a wire going to it through your vehicle, and it points out the back window. This one looks like it points just straight through the vehicle. So I kind of dig that. I don't know the brand though, that's the problem. So let's go look at some reviews of it. It's on sale, that's nice, but there's also a billion dash cams. It records the it has a microphone, so it records the inside the vehicle too, which is good, but then also bad because then it's recording everything you say inside your vehicle all the time.
Again, I'm going to call this the Uber special because that totally makes sense for those people.
Yeah, definitely. Matching GPS stamps to geotags, track driving route with GPS tracking, parking monitor, G sensor. So a G sensor means like if somebody smashes your car, it goes on. A parking monitor means the same thing. If somebody smashes your car in a parking lot while it's sleeping, it'll wake up and remember the last 30 seconds that just happened, and then like the next 2 minutes. It'll just record everything after it gets hit. Loop just means it's going to keep recording over itself. So you get to the end of your SD card, it'll just start recording on the other end. Built-in Wi-Fi. Well, mine has that also, so that mine, it doesn't have a screen, so I have to Wi-Fi to my phone. Country of origin, China, which, man, I'm sick of that already. When are we going to get some US-made options? So I kind of like this one. We're going to look at reviews, I guess, before I say that it's a super good one. Updates for firmware. That's interesting, but it also means China could be listening to your dash cam anytime it wants. And it's also looking at you. So it's like, I don't mind it when it's just looking out the front, because what do I care? It's looking out the front. But when it's looking at you and recording it constantly, that gets a little creepy to me. But it looks like you can unplug the rearward facing camera, and that, you could plug it in just when you need it kind of thing. I like that idea. It can go to high extremes and low extremes of temperature. I've never had a GPS with a route tracking. That seems kind of interesting. Uh-oh. No, it does have a rear camera with a cable. So I was wrong about that. I could have sworn it showed all 3 cameras plugged into it. Or am I clicking on the wrong one? Maybe that other camera was just standing next to it or something. See, isn't that plugged into it, or am I crazy? Oh, it's plugged in with a wire. So all that stuff I said about it being part of the unit is fake. It does have a wire that goes to a separate second camera that points out the back window. Still not a bad deal for $129. Would normally be $180. AZ Dome. I don't know what it is, but it has AZ in it, so that probably makes it good. So I'm going to say M550 Dash Cam, and we'll drop that into the mix. Now you can get dash cams for like $30. So if you can get a $30 dash cam, or you could get this $100-something dash cam, what would you go with? Feature packed for $100 or more, or bargain for $30?
I mean, it would kind of depend on the quality of that. Because even with that, yeah, it seems like a good deal, but like I don't need the rear facing camera and all that stuff.
Because here's one
But
for
at $30,
47.
I feel like it's like the 30, for $30 you go, oh man, see this guy cut me off and hit the thing. And then the cop like looks at it and goes, I see a yellow blob. I can't use that as evidence. Like you can't, that doesn't prove your point. You can't even see what happened. So it'd be nice if there's like a $60 version that doesn't have all the rear facing stuff,
Yeah,
but
here's
has
a 49.
quality.
Here's a $47 version that's got none of that stuff, but all the forward facing stuff. 47. It's normally 59, so it's not super cheap, but I noticed there's no little thing saying the best price and the last whatever. So this might be a deal where they priced it up just to price it down. And then I guess there's also this style where it replaces your review mirror. But I've thought about getting one of those actually, because I don't use my review mirror. And if it turns my review mirror into a screen, that'd be great. But I don't think they do that. Dash cams. Let's go see what people are saying about dash cams. Weston's saying he's got one. He's like to get another one because they're just getting a Black & Decker. Oh, I got you. You don't want it recording what you're doing. You can stick a card in front of it whenever you're not using it. Definitely need them when you're doing donuts. Let's see. Screen. You can also record towards you if you want. I would like one in the front and the back. That's what she said. We were rear-ended a few years back by 2 cars. Would have saved years of litigation. Interesting. I've got dash cams in all of Snob is saying he's got dash cams in all his vehicles. Mine saved me from insurance putting a claim on a collision and went on a comprehensive due to the footage proving it wasn't my fault. Nice. Let's see. Ghost saying there are rear cams you can hook up in the back window. I think that's what this one is, and that's how most of them are. Yeah. It's not a big deal, but you're going to have to wire, run that wire is the thing. You got to get them wired if you want a front parking sensor.
It'd be nice if the rear, like Bluetooth or something, and then you just every once in a while like take it off its mount and charge it back up, like if it had a rechargeable battery, and then it's like Bluetooth to your camera.
It sounds like a good idea, but then you got to go climb around your back seat and find it and unhook it and then charge it and then remember to put it back in. I had one in the back of the van sticking out the back window to try to do a back to dash cam. But it was like a $9 one. I got at a dollar store one time thinking, I just want to try it. But it ultimately a pain in the butt. And I can just open up the van door, the back door of the van, and I just am standing there and it's in the door, right? So it's not that difficult, and I'd still forget about it back there. So, I mean, for me, it's like 12 feet behind me. But, even on a car, you're not going to just reach back and do it. Maybe if somebody was in the back seat, they could do it. So I guess it depends on how many people are in your vehicle. But I can see why they're just wired to the front camera. I'm not sure how Bluetooth works for video. I think we'd see more wireless monitors if Bluetooth was really good for video. Weston saying it's good for when your wife is navigating and tells you wrong. You can play it back and prove your innocence. Well, yeah, exactly. Then you're just considered a troublemaker. There's the link to it. I would go with the $30 one. I wouldn't use it very often. And some of it is like a security camera. Like some of it is just to have it there. So if someone's about to, be reckless in front of you, then they look and see a little light blink in there and they can tell it's a dash cam. They're going to go be reckless in front of somebody else's vehicle, hopefully. Weston's saying, for the record, my dash cam has never helped me win an argument with my wife. So, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the worst thing about being a know-it-all is when you are actually right. That just seems to make it worse.
Weston saying you can get good ones for 50-ish. Ghost says his was around 60. And that's the thing. Mine was 100, and I got it because I watched a bunch of videos where they were filming with it, and it had good nighttime and good quality for that $100 level. It was about the same quality as like the $200 ones to me. My eyes. So the features or whatever it had weren't as important to me as the quality, because I was going to be using it for making videos and stuff. I mean, I get mine again, but it's probably more like a $50 one now, because it was just at the line between good sensor, good video, and few options. And I'm sure now that, you know, they're able to cram more options in or better sensors in or something. I also didn't want something huge. I personally didn't like the idea of having a screen. I didn't want it to be something that would be an incentive for people to want to break into my vehicle. And you can take the screen ones off a lot of times, but if you forget to take it off, then it just looks like a little TV or something in there. And who knows what, even if it's a $30 one, if the criminal thinks it's a $200 one and busts in because of it, that's even more annoying, you know, like you broke in here for a $30 camera, you know, and then they find out it's a $30 camera and they leave it there or something, or they just break it. So I'm worried about criminals. Well, mainly because I was traveling. I didn't know what kind of, where I'd be parking a thing or that kind of thing. I just wanted it to blend in underneath the review mirror as much as possible. Kids are just saying, I like to get a dash cam, but I hate having cords running all over. Yeah, so see how these in this video, I stuck it up by the review mirror, and then you get a cord that's just really long that goes down to the fuse box, and you jam it up. See how this one is? If I can pause it, I guess I can't pause it. But the there's a, where the windshield trim is, there's definitely a place there that's like a track you can cram wires into. So I had to do the same thing with the, actually Smeggy gave me the satellite radio deal. He gave me that satellite radio deal one year. And same thing. You just kind of cram the wires next to the dashboard and they disappear. I mean, I don't think they're made to do it, but people that do these things know that there's that place to shove stuff. Let's see. Got to go to Oswaso. It's ridiculously busy. Is that a store? Snob's going to get an iPad. So it's probably some in-store special or sale. All right, so let's go. If anybody else has said anything. Oh, because they're just saying his review mirror has a huge piece of plastic surrounding it on the dash. Makes it hard to put stuff near it. Well, that's weird. Wonder if they do that intentionally or they just don't care. So let's go see what Black Friday iPad situations are. So you can get a Galaxy with Wi-Fi with Android in it for $368. That would normally be $529. A Fire tablet for $74. That's half price. Seven-inch kids tablet for $67. $50 off a Galaxy tablet.
That's the one I have, the A7.
Oh yeah, was it worth $99?
Yeah, that seems like a good price. So there's two different of the Galaxies. There's like the S brand and like the A. I want to say A stands for affordable because it's always most of the cheaper ones. But from what I could tell, like, I don't know, the S didn't seem much better than the A. So why you spend an extra couple $100 for it? Because it does everything I needed to do.
Well, the A7 is $99. The A8 is $179. Let's see, $100 more, twice the price. 8.7 inches versus 10.5. 64 gigabits and 32 gigabits. So it's like twice the size. It makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
So here's an Apple one for $800. 10-inch, 256 gigabits. That's a lot more gigabits. But
well, speaking of the gigabits, though, at least on the A7 that I have, it has an expansion slot. So you just buy terabyte, whatever, micro SD card and stick it in there.
So this one, 76 down from 85. I guess that's a 10-inch. There's only the one Apple though. Yikes. A tripod for iPads for $25. That's interesting. I would be scared shitless to put a tablet on a thing, especially necked out like this. So it's like a teleprompter or whatever. This thing would have to have like an iron weight down here for me to want to do that.
I mean, tablets aren't that heavy.
I don't know. They feel heavy to me. This one seems like a piece of glass. But I mean, yeah, they're not like a laptop or something. But dang, they're nothing. $86, $76, $100, except for an Apple one. $800. All the other ones are way less than $200. I don't know. Thanks, Chris. He sent me a one to play with, and I've been using it for the drones and stuff. And yeah, I can understand why that people dig them. I mean, they're definitely way better than a phone, but way more portable than anything else. Because they're just saying he's got a fancy one, but almost never uses it. Doubt he'd ever buy another one. But some of these are like for $76. Like, I don't know if this one would work, but pick one of these ones. I don't know if Amazon Fires are actually things, but like I know that the Android ones are. So if you had some of these, like this Samsung Android one or this one, that's Amazon again. Whatever. Less than $100 one though. Is this an Amazon? This is an Android for $76. Putting that in your car to have, well, maybe your car, because they're just cars all fancy and new, but like my car, I don't have a fancy map screen thing. Like putting this thing in the vehicle for $70 and putting some kind of stand or holder for it and then run Waze on there, that'd be awesome. Like in the cop car, I definitely need a tablet for the cop car. If I ever get the cop car running again, or when I get it running again, I'll definitely have a tablet in there. I try to get some kind of ruggedized tablet though. Now this would be interesting. I really want to get a tablet that I can use as a drawing pad type of thing. And this one's only $200 down from $300. So this one isn't so much a tablet as it is a way to have a pen interface with the screen, with the computer for, whatever kind of drawing you're doing. You can also end up using these for video editing and stuff like that. Sometimes it's just faster or different to edit with one of these things. So this is from this company, I guess, and it's $200. So it's basically just a dedicated tablet. Those things would have been more like $2,000 not that long ago. So that's kind of neat. Here's one for $159, so it's even cheaper. What is this? 15 inches, and this one is 11 inches. Clip Studio Paint Pro, $60. I guess that's like a standalone version of Photoshop. The S6 Lite comes with the S Pen. So what is the S6? Is that a Galaxy? Oh yeah, S like your S7? Or no, you said there's an S7 and an A7?
Yeah, correct. The S line is a little bit fancier line. Like I said, I think A is for affordable. It makes sense.
Well, I don't know enough about tablets. I don't know enough about them because I don't know. I think the things that are called drawing tablets are different than a regular tablet. I don't know if they even have operating systems on them. But this thing like this is, I don't think it has an operating system and you play apps on it or nothing. I think it's literally just an interface for the computer. It's just that instead of like my tablet is, or whatever you call my pen pad thing, is just a piece of plastic that I can draw on with a plastic pen. And on the screen, it shows what I'm doing, but I can't look down at it. On these screens, you can look down at what you're drawing on. So if you're drawing this girl's little fuzziness down here, you can see what you're drawing as opposed to drawing on the table and looking up at the screen, which is a weird hand-eye coordination thing, right?
I mean, I'm pretty amazed that you can draw the hair off the edge. That's a pretty neat feature. And like
Well,
the
that's
sword
because of the pen.
now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's because of the pen. So I don't know when you're saying the S Pen, because I know that my friend's Apple Pad tablet, he has an iPad. He's loaded though, but he's got an Apple thing, and he's got the Apple Pen for it. And he says he could. I think Apples can just plug into the a computer, but he doesn't have a computer. He just has the tablet. But I know the Apple ones are definitely more integrated, like they work with the computers or whatever. But I don't know if Windows does that, or at least without some kind of app. So what do you think about this crazy mechanical pencil with a level in it and a stylus and, oh, it looks like also screwdriver bits and stuff. $10. Normally 15.
I mean, yes, please. That's just an engineer nerd dream. That's pretty cool.
I feel like, yeah, if you're going to walk around with a pen anyway, this is like walking around with a whole bunch of stuff right away. And it's yellow, and nobody's going to, nobody's going to take it from you, but here's one in black. Would you get the yellow or the black? The yellow one is 11. The black one is 10. So
I think I would take the black one.
yeah, me too. I wouldn't want some big yellow thing. Now this one's different. It's not the same. It doesn't have a stylus. It has a light on it instead of a stylus. I'll take that. As a bottle opener, I don't need that, but you can also use that as a hook sometimes. I guess it comes with, oh no, it also has a stylus somehow.
I think you just like screw the tip off and put the other one on or something, right? Is that like it's modular like that?
I guess so. Look how they're making it look like you can pick locks with it or something. Like, what is this guy screwing a lock together? Like, that makes no sense. But anyway, I think that's a pretty good one. So 9-in-1 multi-tool pen. I'm going to put that one out here.
I have to say though, for marketing, how come this is gift for men, gadget, men, dad, kids, husband, boyfriend, grandpa? Like, girls don't need to use a pen or a screwdriver? Come on.
Well,
And for one, it's way easier to toss into like a purse than to keep it in your pocket. That's I don't like that.
Girls don't know how to measure, and they don't know about numbers. If it's a recipe or something, or like figuring out what speed to put the rug attachment on the vacuum, they'll figure that out. But when it comes to drawing lines on wood, what would a woman need to draw a line on a piece of wood for in 2022? Or try to pick a lock with a zip tie or whatever he's doing.
Yeah, that one's pretty dumb.
Also, women don't use tablets. And, oh, look, the bottle opener's like in the middle of the pen. That looks really weird to me. So what would people go with? The yellow one, which doesn't have the bottle opener on it and has a scroll humping on it. Look at that. Every inch of progress is one in hard climb. And then it's got a squirrel being really weird to that pencil. That's all I'm saying. Every inch of progress. All right. How about this?
I mean, I like the idea of the
buy away mouthwash dispenser.
What?
I'm just saying, that's what it says on here. I'm not making it up. It says it right there. I don't know what they're thinking. You figure somebody is like, and I told you I wanted a raise or something. So it's perfect for, let's check out what it's for. Oh, no, it does say Christmas. Okay. Birthday, Christmas, Father's Day, Valentine's Day. Like, I love you. Here's a pen. Go measure shit.
Also, why are they like putting their hands over the guy's eyes when the thing's wrapped? Like, you don't need to be
blind. It's a box. Let's not mess with their cultures. That's their culture.
And then in the thing, it's got a lady using it to do a painting or a picture.
To measure.
Why is it a gift for dad? I'm triggered, but that's like a cool engineer nerd thing. Like I can totally see myself walking around the plant with that. Because sometimes you do need, just to measure a couple inches or whatever. I'm not gonna carry a tape measure all the time. Level, I don't know, I need that much. But yeah, I'm steering away. I don't like the bottle opener. I feel like it would dig into your hand when you're using it, being on the side like that.
Oh, finally, those collagen peptides are on sale from $47 down to $31. Finally. Hair thing. I guess this isn't so much for me as it is, like you're saying, these are some kind of timed deals, maybe.
Yeah, the lightning deers. It's either for the next hour, it's on sale, or we have 50 of them, and once they're claimed, they're gone.
Yeah, get ready. This one might sell fast for $16.
And I don't know if this is right, but I feel like I saw this somewhere, but there was a website called Woot that had kind of cheapo stuff, and I think Amazon bought them.
Oh, so really?
I think I remember that. So they've just incorporated that kind of, marketing gimmick of, scarcity, and it's going to run out. You got 10 minutes left, hurry up. And they just put it in the Amazon platform.
It says Woot is an American internet retailer based in Dallas, suburb of Carlton, Texas, founded by Matt Rutledge. It debuted in 2004. It generally offered only one discounted product each day, often a piece of computer or an electronic gadget. But then it says, on June of 2010, Woot announced an agreement to be acquired by Amazon. So for 6 years, that guy made some money off of Woot. And then made a bunch of money. Uh-oh, what happened here? What's all this about? What am I even looking at? Unclick that. How do you get out of this? Go back over there. So go backwards one and go to Woot. So Woot is pretty cool. It used to be way better, I guess. But now they've got video game stuff. Buy 2 shirts, get 45% off. Oh, I should probably link to my stores because it is something like 40% off stuff over at the print-on-demand places. So let's look at the Black Friday deals. Whole bunch of toothbrushes, 100 toothbrushes for $16.
That's one for each tooth, and you throw them out each day.
Here's one of these little wireless microphones that people like for $66. It was normally $162. GM Parts map sensor was $63, is now $18. Dang. That's a weird thing to be on sale, but that's a massive sale. A $63 map sensor is on sale for $20. Anybody need a map sensor for their GM? Some kind of replacement switch for something was 30 and now is 22. A left side mirror for a Ram pickup, I guess, $7.
I mean, I like places like this because it's kind of like what dollar stores used to be like. Nowadays dollar stores are just like cheap grocery stores or whatever. But I remember going, it would just be the most random, like liquidation, clearance, whatever. So that's probably some auto parts store went out of business and Woot bought their warehouse for $10, and so they can sell them for $1 each because who cares? Like they got such value in quantity. But you never know what you're going to get. Like, you go back every day. There's something new every day. And it's the treasure hunting thing of it that I like, because you really never know what you're going to need. But if you have a Ram truck, for how much you say that mirror was, a couple bucks or whatever, go ahead and buy it. You never know. You might break yours.
So this is a transceiver that allows you to connect a multi-mode fiber optic cable to a 100 GPS network router or switch. And it's normally $700 on sale for $243. That's a really specific, interesting sale.
Yeah, but there's someone out there that needs one of those.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, and there's somebody that's like not at work today, And then I'll be at work on Monday and like, okay, let's buy that digital thingy jig. And then it's like, dang it, it was freaking $60 off yesterday. Yeah, these aren't like, none of these things are, one, things I want, or two, things that are that cheap. Like $24 for a thing to shove a phone into a cup holder. It doesn't seem cheap. It seems like full price for something. $13 for a little tiny light, I guess, that they think you're going to put on a gun. This is like Nexstar gun show stuff. Oh, they show it on an AR. That's crazy weird. But DM is saying, or Foss is saying that since Amazon bought them, they don't run out of the daily deal. Oh, I see what you're saying. Chris is saying thanks for the shows. Yeah, no problem. This is I'm actually just kind of spending some time here before another thing, and was kind of curious of what kind of things were going on out there and what people might be grabbing. So what do you think about webcams, or I mean trail cams? I thought about getting I'd like to get like a 5-pack of them or something, and then go hiking somewhere, leave them out, and either get the kind that are Wi-Fi so you can just monitor them, or go out again in a week and go check out what all it got caught. But I just think they'd be super cool. Just putting them in different places and monitoring what kind of critters are walking around out there. I'm thinking for like the lizards and I'd put them on the ground. I don't care so much about the deers. The coyotes might be neat to see what they're doing. But 38% off, that's not too bad. $90 down to $56. It's got LEDs and stuff, but nothing like Wi-Fi or something that you can pull it off of there.
I was gonna say my dad's got like an old school webcam for up north, and we ended up at first we thought, oh, it's the coolest thing ever. Like, put it up there. We go up in the summer, let's say every other weekend or something. So we know by the time we get up there, like the memory card will probably be full and just swap it out, whatever. But it has old school batteries. It's seriously like you put 6 D-cell batteries in it or whatever. That thing died in like a day. So I've kind of wanted another one because I figure it's got to have to be better by now. But I don't know if it's going to be the same experience. Like, we don't go there that often. And it's kind of like we just want to see what's happened over the past couple of weeks, and then just charge up while we're there or whatever. Like, that'd be kind of cool. But I'm also hesitant that I don't want to waste money on something we're not really going to use. So I've done that.
What about the solar kinds? Don't some of them have solar panels you put higher up in the tree or whatever?
Yeah, I've seen that before. That might be an option. I just don't know how much more expensive those are. Because also, it's like, I just want to, see the deer. Well, we see the deer when we're up there all the time anyways. We're not scouting for hunting. We know there's deer up there, and it's like, we're not going, oh, I want to go for this spot because it has the bigger buck in it or whatever. Like, we hunt the same spot no matter what. There's always deer around, so if we get one, cool. If we don't, whatever. I've been hunting for, I don't even know, over 15 years. I've gotten 3 deer, so it's not like I'm the best hunter in the world.
What do you think of this classic men's size 3XL or whatever size you want, I guess? Limited 15 per customer. Property of the Galaxy, number 42, life, the universe, and everything, established 1979.
I mean, if one of my gun channel's friends wants to buy me that for Christmas, I'm cool with it. That's pretty cool.
$15. So Foss is saying that sometimes the shirts are cool, so I'm looking over at their shirts or whatever. Yeah, they're kind of all over the place. They're not anything. They're just sort of a bunch of different designers, it looks like. So I wonder how you get in on putting stuff into Woot. It says like about the artist, and then there's all this stuff about it. Seems like there's some process for getting in here. Reading is my sport. Alcohol is a solution. Episode 4, Flying Ace. I miscalculated. This one says adopt unique cats, and it's got like a raccoon and a ferret and stuff in there. Nutrition facts. 5G magnets, peace of mind, science. That's a weird one. All over the place. A 90s mood. Original gamers. Vintage, I hate people. Like different branded stuff. Crazy. But they're all about $15. So that's actually not a bad deal considering most of the places shirts are way more than that now. So shirt Whoop, the Beagles. Uh-oh, is Ghost still out there? I don't know what his feelings are about Snoopy and whatnot. Emotional support human, do not pet. Oh, that one's 19. Science, like magic, but real. So that's got to be fun for the more you know, the more you wish you didn't. They don't even care about copyrights or anything. Like they'll just do whatever and put it on Amazon. That's crazy. It's not like on the back shop of like Facebook or something. Chicago Mike saying about to go shopping today and see what I can find. You talking like at a store or crank up a laptop and poke around? Let's see. There's an animal trail behind our fence. I put a trail cam back there to see what used it. Now and again, you can get shirts for around $8. Oh, it's even better. All right. So I am going to, you know what else I'm going to look up? 3D printers. I've got an issue right now. I have an issue right now. The issue is this little animal is bugging me. And half the time he bugs me, it's because he needs attention. And the other half is because he needs to do the POTTY. He's getting better at that part. So at some point, I'm going to be taking him outside here in case that's what he's telling me. So let's see what kind of Black Friday 3D printer situations we got going on. So Ender 3 with resume printing function, which is nothing, $175. You know, that's a good deal or not. Ender 3 upgraded one with silent motherboard and whatnot is $223. Highly recommend this one if you're looking for one. This one for $209. Rated power supply. That's frustrating. It looks like printers have gone up in cost. Because last year these things were cheap at around $100, and this year they're at $200. Ender 3 V2 removable bed, silent motherboard. This one doesn't say silent, so I'm going to recommend this one. How many people are thinking about or buying 3D printers this summer or this season, I guess? No one? Anyone? No one? I'm telling you, they're neat. Let's see. So go over here, put that, and then grab the link. If anybody's interested in a printer, there's the link to that one. I'm putting these all on my Amazon link thing, so anybody who clicks on any of these, you're getting a cookie, and then anything you buy on Amazon is helping us out, so we appreciate it. If you don't click on my links, you don't have to by any means. There's other people out there putting out links, and that's how it works. When you click on someone's link and then go buy whatever it is you're buying, they'll get a small cut. And Amazon is something like 4% or less usually, so you're not paying much more for that, or you're not paying anything more really, because it doesn't come out of your end. But since everyone knows that's the potential, everyone's paying a little bit more for Amazon because of it. But as far as commissions go, they're not as bad as others. I don't know what that was supposed to be, but G sensor. I don't know what's so good about this one for $3.99. Maybe it's bigger than the others. Oh, it can do laser engraving also. Oh, well, that's kind of neat. So this thing can do laser engraving and 3D printing. Now this, I don't know about this particular one, but a resin printer for $159? That seems like a massive deal. I haven't had one of these yet, but this, you put a pool of fluid into this little bowl down here. There's a cell phone underneath, and it shines up through the goop, and it'll shine up and leave like UV light at just little points, and it'll build up on the bottom of this plate. That plate will keep going up and down to let the goop kind of cool, and lasers and liquid turn into 3D printed stuff. It's very, very accurate for very, very small things, and it's an interesting material. It gets hard in daylight, so it uses daylight to harden plastic. It's really neat. What's up with this thing? A 3D printer with 2 removable nozzles, leveling. So is this like a 2-color one? Or is the idea that this one is just put together for you and it's like a microwave? You just buy it and start printing. I think that's what these are. Here's another one of those resin printers for less than $200. So anybody that might be printing like very small things, Matchbox cars and stuff like that, and you want a lot of detail, I think these resin printers are the way to go for that. Or just really detailed small parts. So it looks like the regular printers are about the non-sale price last year. So they're a little bit more, and then on sale, they're the same price as the non-sale prices last year. And then there's definitely a lot of sub $200 printers. I had no idea that a little resin printer could be less than 200. All right, well, at this point, I'm almost positive this little dude is asking me to go to the outsides. So that's what we're going to do. Do you want to end this, or do you want to keep going? Let me know.
I'm down for whatever.
Well, you're going to have to run it for a bit here, because this little dog sometimes takes a little minute to go out there and do his business. Sometimes he does it right away. We'll know in a bit, but we'll just flip out of here for a minute. And there's links out there. If anybody wants to join, I've got links out there to the YouTube channels, members, and the Patreons, and the co-hosts. So there's links out there. Smeggy will be hosting the show here for a bit. I'll be back in a bit.
Yeah, so I don't know, I can't see the side chat, but I'm still trying to get set up, switch over to my tablet. But I want to put a question out there to the people watching. As far as, are there any deals like gun related stuff? I looked on Cabela's earlier, and they had a few things, but I'm so far removed on what prices are supposed to be that like I don't even know if they're good deals or not. So if anyone sees something, like put it out in the chat. We can talk about it. And unfortunately, it's kind of bad timing, so it's gonna be a little bit of delay. I gotta do something real quick. So wait for G-Webs to come back. Okay, I'm back. Haven't had a chance to look at the comments yet, but hopefully some people posted some stuff. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what else is all out there. I'd be interested if you guys saw some cool stuff. Like I said, saw a lot of guns on Cabela's Black Friday, but I don't know if those are good prices or not. I feel like big box stores tend to do that thing like we were talking about earlier, pump the price up $50 and then it's on sale for $40 off. So I don't know. Although I did see some safes were on sale. I've been looking at getting a gun safe, but I don't, I haven't got one yet. So maybe that's a good deal. Okay, I'm almost ready to look at the comments here. Sorry, like I said, kind of bad timing right after I said, oh yeah, sure, no problem. Go ahead, take care of your dog. And I started doing stuff. I'm just trying to get set up in here. I was outside, but I came back in. So let's see here. Be using my aforementioned Galaxy tablet, the A7. There you go. You can see it. Comes with this custom background. Very nice, very cute. So let's go back. Where did that? Come on. Oops. Descriptions. Where is GWebs? We'll go to this one. Make sure. Yeah, that's fine. See, now you guys see what I see. Ooh, cool. Anyway, let's see. Let's go back up in here. Get me through the day. Okay, I remember that one. Bought stuff from Woot, Amazon, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Black Friday was good for me. Okay, see, Chris is saying picked up 7.62 for $6 a box, and 250 of 30 blackout brass for 25, and a new gun. You're buried the lead there, buddy. Oh, you got some ammo and some brass and a gun. Like, come on. We want to hear about that gun. What'd you get? And what kind of deal was it? And that's horrible, horrible bearing the lead. But it's like 250 brass for 25 bucks. Huh. That seems like a pretty good deal, I guess. I don't. Oh, shoot. God damn it. Dang it, and my phone's timed out. This is just. Ugh. I'm sorry that I've reduced GWeb's video down to the quality of one of mine. Totally disorganized and everything. And of course, my dogs are going crazy. You're okay. Stop. Oh, I have a feeling he's not going to let me do it.
That's all right. I don't like dog noises on the video.
I'm being attacked now. We were just outside this whole time, but now he's being all cranky. My girl's trying to take a nap, so I was trying to be quiet, but this is not working. So I'm going to go downstairs. Maybe that will help. So, anyways, yeah, I asked the audience out there if they had seen any, like, firearm-related sales. But didn't really get a response other than Chris said he bought some ammo for that kind of guns. They didn't say what gun.
Wonder if is that a local place or is that like online somewhere? LifeStraw Super Omega 3. No thanks. Fish oil and sesame ligma. Zesty Paws all-in-one training bites for dogs and puppies. Who the heck would want that? Mobility bites with some kind of glucosamine in it for the dog hips, probably. So there's a air fryer from 150 to 90, or 150 to 1. Let's take a look at home security cameras. So let's type in security camera. Let's see what it comes up with. So some of these are super bad. I've been looking at some of the different, different reviews. This is one of the best reviewed security cameras that you can get, and it's from $199 to $129. I'm trying to think of the other one. If I see it, I'll know what it looks like for sure. It looks cool as hell. The other one that was like ranked second best, according to the places I looked, is also like a $200 one, and it looks way cooler. It looks like a crazy robot, or like what are those things called? Dang it! What are those things called in Robotech? The airplanes that turn into robots.
Oh, I don't know.
It looks like one of their heads. It looks really cool. It looks like a robot head. And they're not going to have it on sale, I don't think, because I don't see it anywhere. Mini spy camera. That is garbage. So that one you don't want to buy. All right, well, they don't have the good one. So we're going to go look at this other one. So this one, according to some stuff, is some of the best features or some of the best results of testing. It's got the solar panel on it. It's got pretty decent alerts, so it can detect people walking around pretty decent. It's got really good resolution, good night vision resolution, and good balance, I guess, between wide angle and focused enough that you can actually see, get evidence from the video instead of just, awareness from the video. And they're normally $200, so 35% off at $129. It's pretty decent, it sounds like. The other thing that I wouldn't even consider one of these if you needed an online account, this is one that does not need an online monthly subscription or anything. It's a one-time purchase, no monthly hidden fees or anything, done on the device for security and transparency. So I'm a big fan of all of that. So this one is called the eufy Security SoloCam S40. And I've seen a couple of different reviews of these kind of cameras lately. And my main concern is I don't want them hooked up to some cloud, especially since the clouds are in China. Like, there's no way I'm putting up my home security with a cloud from China or anything to do with the cloud from China. This one's made in China, but everything is built into the machine. There's only 2 models that do that, and this was the less cool looking one. It looks like just a weird box with a solar panel on it. The other one looks way cooler, but the other one performed just a little bit worse, and I can't remember which one had a better price, so that's why I was hoping to find it on Black Friday and see what it came up with. Maybe they're just gone. The other one might have been such a great price that they just got bought. And a lot of these have the solar panels separate, so while they can perform pretty decent, the solar panel just requires more effort to install and have more holes in your house and that kind of thing. I don't even see the other one. So maybe they did sell out. Maybe it was last year's model, because I don't look at new stuff usually. I like to see once it's got some time on the clock and got some reviews that are actual reviews and not just open the boxes. Plus, if you wait a year to buy stuff, it's usually cheaper than the brand new stuff.
Yeah, that's what I like to do with any kind of tech related stuff. Like when I was building my computer way back in the day, I looked at what's the brand new thing that just came out, and what's it replacing? Okay, I'll buy that one. Like,
Yep,
for example, the video card I got, the new one that just came out was $800. The video card that was just underneath it, like a tiny bit worse, was like $150. And it's like, I don't need to spend that extra money for whatever, 2 more megabittles. I don't need them.
So Chris said those stuff he got was from a local shop, so that's cool. From what it sounds like, a lot of the local shops are still open today, and they don't get slammed. Usually, like when I was working at the shop, I didn't do it as many. I did not like working on Black Friday because I don't like working, period. So working on a day when a bunch of people are in there is usually when they needed me, but I didn't like it. But anyway, the gun shop was sort of, it's not in a shopping area. It's in next to restaurants and a couple of businesses, but they weren't necessarily like where people go to do their Christmas shopping or anything. So for one, it wasn't like in a mall or something where there'd be a bunch of people anyway, but it was adjacent to some places. It was like down the street a ways from some places that maybe if you genderized the ladies, where ladies might go, like, you know, fabric stores and craft stores and just other stores that some, you know, like Walmart or something, like where a lady might go for shopping or whatever, so that a dude could ditch out, like drop her off and then book and then get to the gun shop. So we usually, our Black Fridays were more of people who had dropped their spouse off somewhere and were just hanging. They weren't necessarily buying a bunch of stuff. They were just hanging out. And there was usually stuff going on at the store to entertain people, and they'd come to participate in that kind of stuff. And then if there was a massive sale or something, obviously they would partake. But you know, not necessarily a bunch of people like, oh man, I've been saving up all year to buy stuff, and now I'm coming in to buy stuff. I think I can talk about it. One year they actually brought in a team of people from another state in order to make a Black Friday thing a big deal. So I got to see some like real effort to make a Black Friday sale a big deal, and that was definitely interesting. Fairly successful. It's really hard to say what's successful because, for example, they bought a TV to give away. Would you be incentivized by a TV giveaway at a gun shop? Like if you buy something at the gun shop, you're in the running to win a TV.
I don't know that would like get me out of the house if I wasn't planning on going already. It's definitely a cherry on top. Like I'm going to get something anyways. Oh, I might get a TV. That's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know that it would push me over the fence.
Yeah, and if it was like spend 50, you get one ticket. Spend 100, you get another ticket or something like that. So, you know, it's not like, oh, there's a TV involved. Now I'm buying the expensive one. I mean, I guess some people must have done that, but it'd be like, well, if you're going to spend $800 on a TV, well, number one, you don't know what TVs are. Like some people don't want that TV or they only like this brand of TV. So an $800 Sony TV is going to mean nothing to somebody who only likes Panasonic TVs, right? I mean, I don't know how TVs work, but you know what I mean? Like that's just assuming because you want a TV to give away that you're going to pick the perfect TV. There's no perfect TV. So you're going to buy either the TV that's expensive, so you think it's good, which it could just be overpriced and it's not good, or the cheap one, in which case everybody knows it's the cheap one and they're not thinking it's that good of a deal anyway. You know what I mean? And even if it was the expensive one, there's going to still be that half of people that are like, that's the one that's for suckers. Like it's not expensive for a reason, right? So anyway, I just don't see the win there. But if you're going to spend, I think it was $800 on the TV, then spend $800 on a gun thing and then give away a gun thing. This is a gun shop. Why are you giving away a TV? Give away like
give away a safe or something.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Yeah, exactly. Something that people ain't necessarily going to buy, but they need. Exactly. But whatever.
Yeah,
so
I'm down with that.
But I will recommend that eufy Security SoloCam. It's a standalone, doesn't need to hook up to the internet or any kind of cloud. And you got some, like an app you can look at and see if somebody's messing around with your place. You can watch your critters, you know, look at your stuff, whatever, monitor. Pretty neat. So they must have influencers that are jumping on to, they must have hooked them up with all these different things. And then here, now for 5 minutes, we're going to be talking about Zesty Paw training bites. Make your dog jump up on the couch. Like, here you go. You jumped up on the couch. Here's a treat. Like, is that a trick? Jumping on the couch? A lot of people don't want your dog to jump on the couch.
The thing with that, I just noticed, like, the video says live. but he literally just jump cut from being on the couch with his dog, just sitting at the front table.
Yeah.
So they're just replaying a video live. It's not like people are kind of like, oh, now stand on your head. Oh, make them shake. Like, that'd be a cool live feature, but that's just a video.
So this was interesting. This showed up on the thing, and I have seen these things, and they're getting more expensive, but they're super neat. So if you've got a 3D printer already, here's one of the things that'll happen. You're printing, and now you're down to like a foot of the thread or whatever it's called, the plastic, or 2 feet of it. And that's not enough to make anything. It's not enough to even hardly start a project. So at some point you got so little left on the spool that it's useless to you. Also, you're going to pull stuff through. Sometimes you got to pull stuff out. Sometimes it gets weird and you're just going to lose pieces of the plastic thread or whatever it's called, the filament. So you've got these little bits of filament all over the place. Well, they make essentially an extruder, the heat part of the 3D printer with a little motor just in a little wand. So you shove a little length, like it can be 6 inches long or something. It can be very small length of the stuff, and it'll just jam it through this little wand and kind of start squirting out the other end. They call it a 3D pen because technically you can draw in 3 dimensions with it. But like most people will take one of these silicone mats and they'll draw like a straight line on the silicone mat in like a little channel in the silicone so that the stuff squirts into a little channel and it makes a nice straight line for them. And then they'll take those straight lines and turn them into like an erector set or like Lincoln logs. And then they'll use the pen to glue the little ends together and stuff like rivets. Or in this case, they're going to make some curvature lines or curvy lines and then make little 3-dimensional, what do you call them? Like sculptures effectively. So anyway, it's a neat way to use the rest of your cord and also just to fix things. Like sometimes you've got a model that breaks or something, and this allows you to kind of, something like a hot glue gun. It allows you to go in and make some edits and changes or fixes. And then
it's almost like a soldering pen for 3D printing.
Yeah, it's like more like a TIG welder, right? It's like a TIG welder for plastic because it's shoving the material through there and it'll create a bead. But you can also use it like a cutter because it'll heat up a little point. Anyway, yeah, it's a super effective little thing. And my friend's got one for his kid, and the kid was playing with it, and I was like, wow, that is actually pretty neat. And the kid after a minute or two playing with it learns how to fiddle with it, how to work it good. So when I tried working it, I could, it takes some skill or something, some practice. But really think they're neat. They used to be like $10. It looks like now the cheapest one is $40 on sale for $27. And then the fancier ones, I'm guessing, have more accessories or more features. So I'm just going to link to this one though. But I would say if you are giving somebody a 3D printer, this is a super cool like add-on that they may not be thinking about. Or if somebody's already got a 3D printer, this is something that they may or may not already have. If it's something that they already have, I guess they'd probably give it to somebody else or have a second one in a different room type of thing. I don't think this is the kind of thing where you're like, dang it, I got another 3D pen. Is $30 a stocking stuffer anymore? Or is that too expensive for a stocking stuffer anymore? And it might be physically too big in the box for a stocking stuffer, but if you took it out of the box, are you the type to buy something for somebody and then take it out of the box when you give it to them? Or do you always give stuff to people brand new in the box unopened?
Oh, I leave it in the box.
So none of the like, turn it on, charge it up, put it somewhere so that they discover it, or like in this case, this is a little pen. It's probably in a big box the size of a shoebox. Take it out, put it in the stocking with some candy or something, and then here's the box that it came in type of thing.
Yeah, I leave it in the box.
I've had it happen both ways, but the other neat thing when you have one of these pens is that you can buy these like little samplers. So this is like a $16 sampler of colors. It would basically be useless for a 3D printer. I mean, it might make a small part, but you're going to run out of thread before it really has a chance to make a large part. But sometimes you just want to know how these different colors look, or what your part might look like in these colors or something like that, especially when you're talking like metal and wood, some of the more interesting like materials, not just colors. But this one is a bunch of transparents, a bunch of metals, and then 18 solid colors. So that's a great way to kind of get some experience with different materials and different colors and stuff. But for these pens, it's brilliant. Like that way you just get a whole, it's like having a bunch of different paints with a paintbrush or something. You stay over there. Stay over there. Yep, still
Well, I
going.
guess what's cool about that too is you can use the pen to try out stuff, and then, like you said, like get the sample pack, and then like what color, what they actually look like after they get extruded, or
Yeah,
like if they're whatever, if they don't print very well or something, not to get that one, and then you buy the full spool for your actual printer.
Here you go for Christmas. How about some at-home COVID tests? You're welcome. I love you. Here's at-home COVID tests. Don't come over if you've got COVID. And then the toilet. Like, thanks, Amazon, for thinking of us that have mobility needs and stuff. Nice. But yeah, deals on things for getting old and falling apart, I guess. I don't know what this is yet. I'd seem to think that it would be a multicolor printer, though. Redesigning from the ground up takes a hassle out of every element of printing. Swapping out the complete nozzle in seconds thanks to a new hot swap. Inbuilt heating cartridge surrounded by a plastic shell to protect your hands. The nozzle can be replaced faster than any other printer. Access the camera from the flash cloud and enjoy your prints so it can take its own video of the prints. It's quiet because it's in its own box. Full color touchscreen. Built-in camera allows you to remotely view. Enclosed spool holder. All of our months. Okay, so I don't know why they show you a multicolor print in there when it has nothing to do with multicolor. It almost seems like messed up, but whatever. I guess this Flash Forge place is their whole thing is that you just buy it, good to go. You don't have to put it together. And that's probably a big selling point for some people. Would this printer print ultrasound embryo images? Yes, you can print blah, blah, blah. So somebody's buying this to print ultrasound embryo images.
That's interesting.
So you can imagine taking like a piece of plastic and drawing. Okay, so a piece of plastic, like a sheet of plastic, you print a sheet of plastic in different depths of different thicknesses so that when you're all done, you take that sheet of plastic and hold a light behind it and it creates shadows in the thicker parts and more light where the thinner parts are. And then that's how you can create a photograph through 3D printing. Does that make sense? So you print, it looks like a sheet. You hold it up to the light and the shadows in it create the sepia tone photograph. So just like an ultrasound, you take that ultrasound image and you give each layer or each brightness a different thickness, and then you just relate that to the print. And now you've got something, when you hold it up to the light, it looks just like your ultrasound image. Does that make sense? So I'm assuming that's for like either some craft place or maybe even the doctor would be like, hey, do you want a thing that you can have as a memento of this or whatever they call it? Like like a more permanent or whatever than this, like, I don't know what comes out of a ultrasound? Maybe a Polaroid or something? Well, we've been about 2 hours and didn't know what to expect, but I didn't see anybody else doing any kind of Black Friday stuff. The only place I can safely dig around is Amazon. I guess I could probably dig around like eBay or something, but that's not going to have very many. Well, I mean, it might have some Black Friday stuff, but I think Amazon's more of a store for this kind of stuff. If you are shopping Amazon, then they have a deal where you spin. I think you can spin once a day. It begins at, let's see, no purchase necessary. By participating, you agree to receive marketing and where'd my mouse go? Come on, where's my mouse? Anybody see it? There it is. You receive marketing and promotional materials from Amazon. So you got to sign up for Amazon's app, accept their marketing, and then you get a roll for $20 off or $10 off or $5 off. It says promotion consists of 8 daily instant win entry periods and 8 daily sweepstakes drawings. So I guess that's one way to keep people using their stores. Let's see, there are 3D ultrasound images you can get now. They use those to make 3D models of the babies. Oh, okay. So you're saying there's literally the data from the ultrasound. You take that and put it into a printer, and then you get a little 3-dimensional version of the baby or the embryo or whatever it is. Sounds stupid calling it an embryo since it's a baby. Isn't an embryo just like a few cells? I don't know how that works, but whatever the right word is for science. Interesting. I don't know if I'd want a 3D print of my little baby, but I guess some people would want that. Make a 3D print of the little baby, and then when it's like 16 or something, when it's doing something bad, you give it that little 3D print, and you go, I've known you since you were this big. You can't tell me what to do. Now we've got family pajamas. I know a lot of people are probably buying them, so I won't even bother with the link because you probably already bought them. Humidifiers, vacuums, a 15-inch smart display for family organization. So this is a tablet you stick on your wall, and it's just a calendar, I guess. Oh, it's an Alexa thing.
Yeah, you know, some of that smart home stuff is
This
like,
is Alexa's big brother, Buddy. Just
yeah,
tell
but
Buddy
it's
what
like
you're doing. Buddy will tell you what you need to eat. Buddy will tell you when you need to eat. Buddy will tell you what you want to watch for entertainment.
they're like reinventing like the old school way of doing stuff. Like back in the day, you know, you might have like a dry erase board on the refrigerator, and then whatever, your parents would like write the chores that you need to do that day.
Right.
Like now I'll just use Alexa to, you know, tell Billy to clean his room. It's like you used to just put a Post-it note up. Like what? You don't need all that technology.
Your problem with
It's like
your
the
old
smart
way of doing it.
fridge.
Your problem with your old way of doing it is that China doesn't know when Billy needs to take out the garbage or whatever. Like, let's get China involved in this. For the betterment. For the convenience. Well, this is kind of
I don't
interesting.
know. I think I'm just.
Oh, it's not that interesting. I thought it was like a puzzle that was also a chessboard, but it isn't.
Yeah, I think I'm turning it into like the old guy who's mad at technology, which I never thought I would because I was always kind of like a gaming nerd growing up. But I'm unsettled by my house knowing stuff about me. Like a smart thermostat and smart this, smart that. I don't want my refrigerator to be connected to my email or whatever. I don't need that.
Like, oh, you'd like a discount on this and that? Well, it turns out that if you would have turned your thermostat down, you would have qualified for that discount. But sorry, mister, I got to have it 69 degrees. Nope. You can't have this discount today. That's how it's going to be in the future Black Friday.
Like, I get the idea. I kind of like having the fridge is hooked up to DoorDash or something. And literally, like, if it sees that you're out of milk, it just orders you some. Like, okay. But also, that's how they get you, right? They get you to sign up using convenience. And then that just opens the door to all sorts of government and company tracking and whatnot. Like you said, China knows when Billy has to clean his room.
So this is a little robot camera and rotating 360 degrees with a treat tossing arm, and it's to spy on your little dogs. So your dog's sitting around doing its business, and when it's good, you can wing it a treat, and when it's not good, you can yell at it. Probably it'd be good if, like, because I thought at first that thing was an arm on it, like they show you over here, this little thing. I thought it was an arm with a hand at the end, but it's the treat being pushed out of there. But if he's sitting here yapping like this, it'd be awesome if there was a little arm on it. You could go over and smack him. Hey. And then he'd be like, ah, robot touched me. Your robot or your dog starts to hang out with your robot when you're home. Like, I don't like you. I like the robot. The robot feeds me when you're not here. So this is a Furbo. It's a 360-degree rotating camera with a treat launcher. $147, down from $200. Anybody buying the $147 dog treat wing and camera?
I feel like my dog would figure out a way to just knock it over and break it open.
Yeah, why wouldn't the dog wail on that thing? Plus, it's got food in it. One, it makes noise when you're not there. Then it moves when you're not there. And it might make noise like you when you're not there. And it's got food in it. There's no way any dog is just going to leave that thing sitting on a cable. Does it rotate 360 degrees? Oh, it does not rotate 360 degrees. It goes 350 degrees, then goes all the way around. No batteries must be plugged in using USB style cord. Throws out multiple treats at one time. 1 cup of smaller treats.
Also, I feel like my dogs would fight each other if all of a sudden it launched a couple treats out there. They get a little like food protective or whatever. So I don't. That's not a match for my home.
What about one of these feeders where it's got a bowl and the robot drops food into the bowl?
I had one of those back in the day when I had cats, but I don't know. I'd rather just feed my dogs. It's not that big of a deal.
This is basically the crate I just got this dog. I paid $10. It looks like I could have gotten this one for $27, so I got it for half off of the Black Friday 20% off. Nice. I don't need to put a blanket on there because I already have blankets I can put on there if I want. $17. That's a tiny one though. He's got probably, I don't know. He's got one of these larger ones for sure. Probably this one right here. This medium-sized dog is in. I feel like I got a good deal on that then. And it's in brand new shape effectively. Uh-oh, did I click on knives accidentally? What did I click on? Oh no, I guess I went way too far down. A corn chew toy. I feel like that's trendy right now. All right, a bunch of cat stuff. I don't like this whole idea of so much cat stuff in this dog and cat area. Can you get rid of the cat stuff? No. All right, well, we've looked at power and hand tools, which was honestly pretty disappointing. I didn't think any of the hand tool stuff was all that exciting. I guess I don't know. I seen some things that said that Amazon was beating like Home Depot and that kind of store, which I guess makes sense if they're bigger. $159 for a little tiny router robot. This seems like a bunch of garbage. I think they should have put more like hobby and craft stuff on here than, you know, like a CNC variable frequency drive for 7 horsepower motors. Like, that just seems like a dumb thing. Slice holiday deals. This is a razor knife. Oh, okay. I guess I was thinking I was in the dog section still. That's an interesting razor knife.
Yeah, it's good for like wrapping paper and stuff.
There's that pen again that we looked at. So anyway, the tool stuff, I don't know, nothing all that great. I remember looking at like the Sears catalogs and stuff at the tools for a while, for many years actually, and you know, you'd get some decent deals on toolboxes, sometimes on power tool or like a set of hand tools. Back in the day, the Black Friday deal would be like, you know, this toolbox that's normally hundreds of dollars is $50 or something crazy. So those were worth going in and checking out. Oh, you know what I also want to look at is drones. Let's take a look at some Black Friday drones. So the one drone that I used that got destroyed, the EXO, they had a deal for like the first 10 after the email went out. So it was, I didn't get it, but the first 10 people that followed up on the email, it was, I think, $200 off. So I could have got the $250 drone for $50, but there was like 5 or 10 of those or something, and I didn't open the email fast enough. So I missed, and it was effectively this drone. This is basically the drone I got. Whatever I just clicked on there. They're calling it a Holly Stone whatever, but this is very, very, very similar to the EXO Ranger, and this one's about the same price, $339. So they don't even have a Black Friday one on this. Go back to the drone thing. None of these are Black Friday. What's up with that? So Black Friday deals. Now I'll put drone in here. All right, so we got this $379 drone for $239. 4K with carrying case. I might look at this one. $239 is not a bad price. That looks like a similar one to what I had. $367. It's normally $5, so that's the same drone. Literally the same thing. This one, a mini drone. $47. That's a toy. $100 one for $79. It's a toy. This one's pretty close to the Ranger. $39. Crazy. That is pretty close to it too. I'm gonna look at that one. This might be the one we were just looking at. Well, these are all toys, so I must have this thing sorted by price, I guess. This one looks pretty nice, but the price is crazy cheap. So this looks more like one of the DJI ripoffs for $89. Dang, that seems pretty inexpensive for like that kind of form factor. And then here's that Hollystone, another Hollystone. Oh, look how little that is. That looks more like the little Scout. But it's got a really nice camera on it. Yeah, that's crazy. 175. Interesting. What about Smeggy? Any drones in your future?
No, not really. I already have a drone. It's just like a toy style. Like the camera out the front doesn't even like rotate or move.
Uh-huh.
But that's good enough for, what I use it for. I just want something to play with, so it's nothing fancy. I like going up north where I'm in a big field and I'll fly up and like look out over the forest, the trees or whatever. Although I did one time go way up and start flying forward, and ended up finding this like little lake. I don't know, maybe a pond is a better word for it, like a 10-acre pond. And I was like hovering over that for a while, and then I realized like I had no idea where my drone was, and I thought I had the feature where you hit the button and it like returns back to where you took off from. Well, I hit the button and the drone just sat there. So then I was like, oh crap. And I had to try and like find my house and fly back.
You found it though?
So yeah, I got it back, but I was like, the first time I took it out, I almost lost it by flying it like a half mile away over some lake. And then I reenacted Top Gun, and I stood there and buzzed the tower, and flew the drone right at my head, and ducked out of the way the last second. That was fun.
I've done that a couple of times, intentionally and unintentionally. This one's $39. Normally $60. 720 FPV. So this is a lot like the little Scout, I guess. But $39, that's crazy.
So that kind of seems like mine, in a way.
Free shipping too, I think. So this one is $135, normally $250, and interesting kind of deal with the camera there. Folds up nice and small. The batteries have nothing to do with anything. I'm trying to see if any of these cheap ones have the same batteries as the one I already have, because that would be awesome, right? Because then I'd get new batteries for the one I already have, and then maybe some swappable parts. Because some of these bodies look really, really, really close. Like this one looks really, really, really close to the thing I've got, the EXO. And, well, maybe not. But anyway, I guess that was a couple of those things. It's nothing obvious though. There's no like, let me put in EXO and see what happens. See what EXO's things are.
I have to say, I feel like Black Friday is not as big of a deal as it used to be. Like when I was younger, I remember just, oh my God, you get this, whatever, this thing that's normally $1,000 is $20. Like they only have one of them, which is why people go crazy and camp out the night before and all that. But with all these deals, like Amazon's had deals all week, and the different stores opening up like Wednesday night. And I just think that's the worst. Walmart started that being open on Thanksgiving. And I'm like, really? You're going to make your employees miss Thanksgiving?
Yeah. Number one, I like it when they're open on Thanksgiving. I think it's messed up when they close. But this year they made a big deal that Target and Walmart and everybody closed on Thanksgiving. I think that's messed up. First, it's a national holiday and everything, but not everybody gives a shit about Thanksgiving. So that's just assuming a bunch of shit. And then two, what if you're the person who didn't get rolls or something? Like your Thanksgiving is ruined if there's no stores open. And if you're the husband of somebody who's lost, doesn't have rolls they want, you're screwed. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I think the store should be open. So then the other thing is I've worked in stores on Thanksgiving before. And one, you get paid more. So people were down with that. Two, some people don't like Thanksgiving. So they're more than happy to have an excuse to not have to go to Thanksgiving. I can guarantee you that. Maybe not a whole Walmart full of people, but you don't need a whole Walmart full of people. You don't have to be stocking the shelves and like mopping the floors, right? You just need to make sure the store doesn't burn down and you get everybody processed through there. But you don't have to be doing extra work. You don't have to be doing chores on Thanksgiving. But So I think it's a benefit to the world to have the stores open so that people just have stores, because what the hell, this is capitalism. And two, if maybe if a store's like, sorry, nobody wanted to work, then okay, the store's closed. But if there's people willing to work, I would be always willing to work on Thanksgiving and get paid double time versus, I mean, at least when I was doing stuff where I was getting paid double time to work on Thanksgiving, I didn't have no family around. Like I would have been sitting at home being bored as hell, not getting paid. I was super happy to be getting paid double time. And where I worked, there was nobody even in there. Like a couple of people would run in. I worked at a place that had like sandwiches and stuff. So, somebody'd be like, we're cooking for later, but we're going to eat a snack before or something. Or somebody was just like, I hate Thanksgiving, I'm eating sandwiches instead. But that was like 4 people in all of Tucson, right? But anyway, I hear what you're saying, but I don't think it's offensive to some people. And I think we should have stores open. I think Walgreens is probably still open, right? But you're not going to get, the right flavor of mayonnaise at a Walmart, or at a Walgreens. So this is the EXO, and this one is basically what I've got. I busted this back motor off. This motor is busted off of mine. And you used to be able to fix them. They don't fix them anymore. So I'm probably going to have to try to fix it myself. So I'm trying to figure out, see, this thing's got a 4K camera for $250, where some of these others were, that's where they get you, is trying to compare them, because the camera and the sensor are 2 different things, and you need both to figure out how good your thing actually is. Weird that they got videos for other things besides the XO Ranger. So do they have a video on the Ranger down here? DJI, Holy Stone, those are sponsored. See images. I need to put some Ranger videos up. Kurt's out there. Good evening. Ghost is out there. Clover's out there. Clover saying one of these days I'm going to break out the drone I got in Tulsa and go do a video trying to shoot it with a shotgun, mainly because it's so jacked up it don't fly right anyway. Well, I wouldn't do that necessarily. One, I don't know if, I don't think that's a good thing to do, really. I wouldn't do it.
Well, I mean, you certainly don't want to hit the battery, and it's going to need a battery to fly.
I don't know about that. I was just thinking like the precedented sense. Drones are getting marginalized just as same as gun ownership. So they're suggesting that owning a drone is somehow not okay for regular people. Wow, a Scout costs $126. That's interesting. And that's not the case, right? We all know that that's not the case. That gun ownership isn't something that you need to be somehow better than other regular people, or touched by the state in order to be able to do it. And that's why they want to trade. They're actually working hard to make drones like that. You'll be able to buy garbage little toys like this little guy, but anything that's useful, they want to make it where not even with a pilot's license can you do anything with it. Dang, I have a little tiny one like this that Joe gave me to play with, and I haven't taken it out of the box yet to play with it, but now I kind of want to go play with it because this looks like super fun. So you play with yours just to fly it around. You're not using yours as a camera mount. Like I only think of mine as like a way to get my camera in the air. At least my
I'd say I do about half and half. So
Okay.
half of it I just like flying it like where I can see it and try and do whatever barrel rolls or something, like mess around with it. But the other half, I do like, especially in the fall. In fact, on like my Instagram, when I first got it, I put up some pictures of like all the colors changing on the leaves. So I like getting nature pictures and stuff. But I don't think I've really taken much video other than I videoed it dive bombing myself. But that's just for personal enjoyment, not posting that anywhere.
I can't tell if this thing's got a camera in it or not. I guess not. They probably would have explained it more if it did.
Also, though, speaking of like robot drones, and then how you also mentioned firearms. I just saw an article the other day. It's kind of funny and scary. San Francisco police propose using robots capable of deadly force. So that's the headline. I haven't read the article yet, but I'm a little scared of like RoboCop is about to come true.
Well, they're only used against bad guys when they're doing bad things, so it's okay. It's just the state. They're not going to let regular people have them.
Okay, the second paragraph in the document outlines how the department proposes to use its collection of robots, which numbers 17 in total, although 12 of them are not operational. Okay, so you have 17 robots and 12 of them don't work. Yeah, you want to give it deadly force? I don't think so.
Well, we're getting close. Well, we hit the 2 hour, I guess. So is there anything, if anybody's out here watching anymore, is there anything that other people have been contemplating for Black Friday? Like you say, I don't think it's certainly not the big deal of going to the stores. I don't know. I think it's because there are fewer stores, period, right? And, Amazon and the online stuff just kind of killed stores for the most part. At least the idea that people would buy medium quantities of stuff and hold it in physical inventory locally for people to walk in and browse and then purchase at a markup, that's gone. So now you've got to get stuff, be competitive online to the crazy degree, right? Like you cannot even price stuff 50. There's no way for a store to have the amount of weird stuff, just the stuff we're looking at on this main page would take a Walmart to even have it all. And then, Walmart is a big store, but they can't be in with every company. So there's still going to be more stuff on sale than there is stores to put it in. So there's just always going to be more stuff. That online will always win for just the amount of stuff. But I also think there's less incentive for the main brand companies to take losses to get people in stores, right? There's not that kind of competition as there was. Part of it was we know people have to go to a store, and if they have to go to a store, it has to be near them. And I'm sure there was some kind of math done where if there's 3 stores in town, then we just have to be cheaper than 2 of them, right? That's all they had to figure out. So now, there was probably a bunch of figuring out, okay, we're going to be cheaper on this and they're going to be cheaper on that. And now we can live together the rest of the year and not hate each other. But now it doesn't matter what you decide to do in town because online is going to still be competing with the whole world and every other little small town. So yeah, it's definitely changed the dynamic. And then at some point people stopped going to stores. I think that was a big part of it though. It was going to the store was not intentionally, but it was creating a culture, right? It was creating some stuff that isn't being created anymore. I don't know if that's good or bad, but because people don't value going to the store or need to go to the store, well, they're not going to the store. So it's just going to be a self-fulfilling tendency or trend where if people don't value going to the store, they don't want to go to the store, then the store ain't going to make any money for them being there. There's no incentive for the store to bring people there. Then it's just going to become less and less of a thing. On the other hand, I think it could flip back the other way really fast. All it would take was some actual insight as to what people really want or might want that it doesn't lend itself to being online, like a fresh cake. You know what I mean? There's certain things that you're just not going to get online. And if stores offered that stuff that you just can't replace online, that could change things. Like a stupid vacuum robot, who gives a shit about that? Of course you can buy that cheaper somewhere. But if, I don't know, there's some value at the store, like a restaurant or a local item that you can't just get online that was only available for people at the store or something, that might be interesting. Or that might get people back to going to stores. If you went to go get an air fryer at the Amazon and it's oh, it's cheaper. But if you go get the air fryer at Walmart and there's a guy with the local food XYZ, with like a coupon. You buy your deal at the store, and now you go out front and you pick up your locally grown or raised, whatever it is, right? And a local gun shop could easily do that. I know that. Let's take a look at some of the stuff that's happening with our friends that are real gun shops and real people. Let's see. Clover saying, I don't know why a robot would need to use deadly force. It's a robot. Could have had non-lethal tools or less lethal tools on board and could be armored enough to take a hit. It's interesting. You're right. Like, I guess you could say that. But on the other hand, sometimes you need to be you need to start the fight. You don't just always have to defend yourself from the fight, at least when you're a cop. At least we expect cops to go start fights sometimes.
I say that could be if you're dealing with like a mass murder situation. You know, toss the robot through the window and go find the guy and take him out. So you don't have to worry about those cops that are scared and hiding behind the corner for an hour. But anyway, speaking on your Black Friday going to the store or whatever, that culture, some people actually enjoy the hustle and bustle of like rushing in and trying to get the thing. I personally can't stand it. I worked at a hardware store, and every time we had Black Friday deals, I hated it. But my ex, that used to be a family tradition, was after Thanksgiving dinner, they sit with the newspaper and go through all the stores and map out like, oh, this store opens at midnight, so we'll go to this one first. And this one opens at 4 a.m., so we'll go there. And they'd circle everything they wanted. And like her and her sister would go out and just get tons of stuff. And then normally sometime around 8, 9 in the morning, go eat breakfast and then come home and go to bed because they've been up all night.
No, I hear you. And I didn't know anybody that did exactly like that, but I definitely knew people that did that. And imagine, again, the culture or I guess it's the culture of doing that, right? Like the tradition of doing that. Like that was a big thing. You had to get good at it and figure it all out. You had to know the stores, you had to know the parking lots, and then you had to know the tendencies of the stores. Like this one will get crowded first. This one will get crowded later in the day. You had to know that kind of stuff if you really wanted to be good at all that. I didn't value it. I didn't like it, but I mean, that was all there was. So parents like that, or it's mostly parents, right? But parents like that is how kids would have good Christmases, because the rest of the parents would be like, I'll show up on December 4th. And if they still have it, then you're getting it, And then other parents were like, oh, no, you're getting the toy. You're getting that one.
Yeah, I remember the one year we had portable DVD players for ridiculously cheap. And it's, we're a hardware store. You wouldn't think of getting a DVD player, but they put it in the ad. We only got 6 of them. And it was, first come, first serve, whatever. And I remember dude, I opened the door and the lady almost knocked me over because she pushed on the door. But actually I did kind of mess with her. I pretended to unlock the door and she started walking forward and smacked her face on the glass. And then I unlocked the door for real. But anyway, she went and scooped all of them up. And I'd have people coming in, Sunday afternoon. Hey, you guys got any of those DVD players left? I'm like, dude, we opened up at 6 a.m. on Friday and by 6:10 they were gone. You are way late. Because that's the thing. We lost money on all of those, of course. But the idea was you run in there to get it. Oh, they're sold out. Well, I guess I'll get this drill. I guess I'll get this, whatever. This hammer, regular hardware stuff. So it was getting people in the door.
Well, and then also it was just you're going to lose money on it, but you've only got 15 things you're going to lose money on. But you can also say that when people are talking about it for the rest of the year, Ace Hardware had the drill for $4 or whatever, right? So they win on that kind of front or whatever.
Oh, exactly. I mean, that's the whole purpose of lost leaders. But yeah, we literally had 6 of them. So even if we gave them away for free, we're out $600. Let's say that's what they cost $600 or $100 at the time. Yeah. And trust me, we made $600 in that other 10 minutes of people buying other stuff.
The rest of the year too, because somebody's like, this is the store that gives away drills at Christmas. The other store don't, so they're going to go to that store or something. So I think there's advantage to that. And if you're listening to this as someone who's a store owner, and you're not doing any of the old-fashioned stuff, I don't think that old-fashioned stuff was done because people had nothing else better to do than lose money. I think it worked big time. Maybe I'm wrong. So let's see. Snap stays back for a bit. Clover's saying, I got a friend and his wife and friends leave out after Thanksgiving dinner, and they don't get back home until sometime Sunday. They literally do all their Christmas shopping on Black Friday weekend. So, well, where Clover's at, it takes a little time to get to the town, I'm guessing. So that's part of the trip. And then, like Smuggy's saying, almost everybody I knew that did that kind of stuff would take a break and eat in the middle of it, or it was part of the thing to go eat a fancy breakfast or something. Or, you know, that's the time of year when we go to such and such to eat, you know. So there's some significance to the food part of it too. But and that's probably, again, like, well, if we're going to be all the way over on that side of town, or if we're going to be 3 towns over doing this anyway, then that's when we're going to go eat there. But I still think there's something to that, like just having that adventure, that tradition. Are you saying hey to people? And Clover says, since they are out of DVD players, I guess I'll buy the stuff to remodel my bathroom. Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, I don't know. And that's the thing. Once you're in the store.
Like, I don't know if he's mocking, but that's definitely what happened.
No, I know. But
Like,
it wouldn't be like, I'm going to remodel the bathroom, but it'll be like, well, I'm going to get like the nephew and the niece, their presents while I'm here, right? Like, even though I didn't get the TV that was the 9 TVs that were on sale, I'm still going to do the other, like you say, all the other stuff they had circled in their ads. Everybody I knew would circle the stuff in the newspaper ads. They'd be like, I'm getting this and this and this here, this and this and this there. If I can't get this here, I'll be able to get it here for $4 more. And if I can't get it here, I'll be able to get it at the last place for $6 more. And they'd literally go in order so that the stuff they prioritized would be cheapest, right? Like I say, it was a lot to it. And it was interesting to see. I didn't like it. It made me hate Christmas, but it was definitely a facet of capitalist Christmases for years there in the 80s, right?
Yeah, I went with her 1 year because her sister couldn't go. And my job was to walk in the front door and stand in line. And then she went and got all the stuff.
And then she'd collect shit, and then then you could get to the next place. Exactly. Like, that's a pro. That's someone else with
that was my job. But also, I don't like crowds, and I don't like when people are like standing really close to me. And I've never understood that. If we're in line and you're behind me, you don't need to be 6 inches behind me or 3 inches behind me. Like, you're going to be next. You can stand a foot behind me. Give me some breathing room.
Or like standing close to
yell at a
you
lady.
is going to somehow allow you to make the line move faster. Like, somehow you have influence over it, and by standing closer to you, it's one of those things. Luckily, you're just different. I just do things that people don't want to stand next to me. Like, you can do things that people are like, oh, I'm not going to stand next to that guy, or at least.
Well, the one time, I forget what store I was in, but like this lady was literally like touching my back, and I basically turned around and yelled at her and said, "You need to step off me. You're not getting any faster, and we're gonna have a problem if you keep touching me." And she didn't like that.
Well, it's Michigan.
Especially because I wasn't trying to buy anything there anyway. So worst that happens, I get kicked out the store. Whatever. I didn't want to be there in the first place.
So I don't know if you've seen, I got on the screen here this quote from Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, interesting.
That's from Rick Ector, so I can't be held liable. That's from a Detroitian.
Yeah, why is he saying that?
A person to my geographical south sent me this awful meme today. This insult will make the weekend's Michigan victory more sweet. So I guess it's some sports thing.
Yeah, Ohio.
So I went in here though to look at some of the stores. What's this? Chris is posting a Heritage Rough Rider with a Vortex optic on it. Let's see what Biden's saying.
No work. Shut the fuck up. Y'all ain't no shit. And all y'all fuckers talking about Chief Keef ain't no hitter. Chief Keef ain't this. Chief Keef is fake. Shut the fuck up. Y'all don't live with that nigga. Y'all know that nigga got caught with a ratchet shooting.
Holy shit. So then we got Cape Gun Works in Massachusetts doing a bunch of different tiers. So the more you spend, the more percentage you get off. That's a pretty cool way to do it. And then members get 5% on top of all that. So you can be a member of the range in the shop and get extra deals. So that's one of the stores out there. Ghost is posting for Riker, USA. Chris has got a Taurus up here to take pictures of. Stephen Holbrook posting something. Not that bizarre. What is this one? Pets for Vets. I survived Black Friday and Cyber Monday, but buyer's remorse Tuesday and return merchandise Wednesday have been tougher. That's interesting. So hopefully, well, I haven't sold anything at the store, I don't think, but hopefully we don't get any returns. What did Biden say? Was that real, or that was AI Biden saying shit, right? It wasn't real.
I was gonna say the way they were cutting to the audience, like trying to make them look like they're like, oh my god, I can't believe he's saying it. Just kind of screams fake.
Well, plus he's not going to say fucking all the time. I see this airplane every time I drive past there. This is a airplane museum here in Tucson, and this is, I'm pretty sure this was I think this was just for doing zero gravity stuff, just gave them more room to do zero gravity training for astronauts. But it might have also been a cargo plane. I can't remember.
So I recently came across this question. Why do I have to check if a gun is armed, even if I just saw another person check it and prove that it's clear? Well, because a lot of people don't know how to clear a gun correctly.
That's an interesting for Black Friday, like gun safety tip. All right. So Sportsman's Guide, a lot of people have been supported and like the Sportsman's Guide. They've got all kinds of stuff going on. I'm sure it's a giant catalog and a website. Save up to 65% off. Find great prices through the links in their bio. They've got, what's the name of their company? They've got their own brand that I'm sure is going to be on super discount because they don't have any middlemen when they make their own stuff. I'm going through here. Let's see. Today, November 25th, at the request of the Kennedy family, Green Berets from Fort Bragg hurriedly made their way to Washington to participate in the funeral for John F. Kennedy. So Kennedy's the dude that authorized the Green Berets, the special forces to exist, and then to wear the berets. So they've always had fondness for Kennedy. And I guess when he was shot, they were requested to be the guard. Let's see. This is the dude who keeps making books into handgun safes. Or not safes, I guess. Let's see. So this is Harry's Army Surplus. Do you know that place in Detroit?
Yeah, the
right by your house. So this place is a really cool surplus store, just right by Smeggy's place. And it looks like their Black Friday sale has started in the store, and they don't have anything on the Instagrams. But let's mention Harry's Army Surplus, a really cool surplus store in Detroit. Got Tactical Outfitters is a patch place. They carry some of our patches. They probably don't need more if they still have them. They had carried our patches in the past, and their Black Friday stuff already had started. They're doing the incremental thing. So from midnight to 6 a.m., 30% off their store. From 6 a.m. to noon, what time is it? This one, it's got 15 more minutes, 20% off. And then for the rest of the day, it'll be 10% off. That's a pretty interesting way to do Black Friday. So for people that jump on it in the beginning of the day, they got more discount. Got Attorneys for Freedom, Gray Man Brief. What I'm looking for is our friends in Albuquerque. Jaws versus King Kong. Who wins? Oh, I guess that's not King Kong. That's just a gorilla. Who wins? Shark versus gorilla. In the water.
In the water, shark.
Nope, gorilla. He's already winning. Look, all he's got to do is punch the eyeballs out of that shark, and it doesn't even know where to bite. And then you kick it and it gills a bunch of times.
But did you see how big that shark was? That lady in the water was like the size of its tooth. The shark was huge.
He was a giant shark, but he's still got an eyeball that's made out of eyeball. And you just kick him in the eyeball a bunch of times and then punch him in the gills. And then they can't breathe or see. They got to swim away. There's nothing they can do. telling you, everybody thinks it's hard to beat up a shark. It's super easy. If I lived closer to the water, I'd be beating up sharks on the regular just to prove it. But I don't live that close to water, so I'm not able to.
Well, I live super close to shark-infested water, so I'll give it a try.
I feel like you could have a pretty good YouTube channel if you just jumped in the water every once in a while and beat up a shark just to show people how easy it is.
Yeah, because I mean they're all over this area. It's like the perfect water temperature or whatever for them.
What is this? As we mark Native American Heritage Day, let's appreciate the rich culture, tradition, and history of Native Americans. It's from the Department of Defense. Here, retired Marine Corps Captain Robert Pula shakes hands with a fellow member of the Kiowa Black Leggings Warrior Society during a Native American Heritage Month celebration at the Pentagon. It's interesting. So I'm assuming those guys are code talkers, or maybe not, but usually when the U.S. or when the Department of Defense is talking about Native Americans, they're talking about code talkers. What do you think about fancy Europe booze? You a big fan? I don't even know what this is.
Not really.
Yeah, they can keep it. I'm not interested. SOTech, awesome company, made in USA. They hire differently abled veterans and folks in California to build their gear, very compliant, made with USA materials. Green Berets building stuff for special units, special specific circumstances, and then often those bags are useful for other things. So some of them hit the market. Super well made. Everything I've got from SOTech is effectively brand new because it's designed to like fall out of helicopters and be dragged across the desert for an hour. And since I've never done any of that, it's all effectively brand new. Made in USA, the materials are made here, the stuff is made here. You couldn't have better employees putting it together. People that care. All the rest of the gear that you're not buying is going over places, doing stuff. A lot of times this gear gets left behind so that the folks who are being taught what to do have resources to do it. Awesome company. They don't brag about themselves enough. Looks like their Black Friday sale is on now while their supplies last. Their big thing recently, since they do a lot of contracts and stuff, they don't do a heck of a lot of civilian stuff. So it's kind of you get what they have available type of thing, as they've been playing with the different camos and stuff. I'm not sure if this is Flecktarn or whatever this is, some kind of thing, but they do a lot of woodland. So if you're old school and you like woodland, they've been doing a lot of woodland lately. So Fort Thompson is in, what's the big town in Arkansas? Little Rock. It's in Little Rock. Super cool. Ghost told me about this place. It looks like an old fort. It's called Fort Thompson. Super cool inside. They got a giant dog. At least they used to have a giant dog in there. Some kind of wolfhound or something, probably. Like giant dog. Super friendly. Hung around, just said hey to everybody. They have a Black Friday thing. One day only, November 25th, starting at 6 a.m. in store only. So they're definitely doing the like, come on in and check it out. They've got a gun. They got some optics. They got a whole page of guns right here. That's legit. And then is that a third page of guns? No, it's only 2 pages. Okay, 2 pages. So that's Fort Thompson. We'll put some stars and some things on that one. Shooting Gallery, New England, showing a picture of some deers. Well, this is the Santa shooter posting about some, what do they call these? What do you call it when you're learning work skills? Occupational.
Like trades?
Yeah, or trade or occupational work, not workshops. I think they're schools, but you earn degrees and stuff. So anyway, this is a dude that got he was wearing a Santa Claus costume in Detroit. Something happened. He had to defend himself. They called him the Santa shooter because of it. He took that notoriety, wrote a book, took that notoriety, and has created multi discipline education center for like all the different construction trades, air conditioning. In this case, they're teaching drywall. I don't know if this is so much for a class or if this was just getting women familiar with tools and the idea that you can repair a smashed hole in drywall. It's not magic or whatever.
Well, I was going to say, I think he needs a better teacher because I'm not sure that's how you do drywall work.
Well, this was showing, I was watching some of these. And some people need encouragement to even damage stuff. Like they've never taken a hammer and just, you know, unintentionally or unintentionally like damage stuff. So some people just need to get out of that weird comfort zone or whatever. That happened. Let's see. I'm still looking for my friends in Albuquerque. So another friend in Washington State is Locksack. So it's effectively super strong Ziploc bags. So you buy them one at a time. They're like $5 or $10. They're only a Ziploc because they are a pouch that opens and is waterproof. But these are made for underwater divers and for SEALs and stuff, and then released to everybody. They use them for a million different things, from going underwater or just through rain and stuff to just have an interesting like stuff for backpacking and kayaking and stuff. Super cool company, made in USA. Anytime people are making stuff for real operating units, it's very compliant, meaning the materials are made in the USA and the stuff itself is made in the USA. Van Comp is a place up in Phoenix, Prescott area that, or maybe they're in Vegas now. I don't even know, but they used to be up in the Prescott area. They upgrade shotguns. So people that are into shotguns, probably dig Van Comp. It's kind of a nice pick with some carriers, troop carriers in the back there. It's crazy. All right, I'm not going to find it. So eventually I'm just going to, I guess let's talk about Rifle Dynamics. They've got Black Friday deals. Building class, 10% off a building class. Some of their accessories are half price, less than half price. Whoa. All patch designs are $2.50. It looks like somebody's happy that they went over and looked at this. So let's go to their website and take a look at if any of these patches are still available. Shop. Merch. Shop patches and stickers. Sale $2.50. Add to basket. Red October, add to basket. Red October, add to basket. Ooga Booga, Captain Caveman with an AK, a crank, add to basket. Add to basket. A Russian China doll thing, or a Russian, what do they call them? Dolls? Stacking dolls. $2.50. Their sticker pack is $8. And then a dice and some chicken and glass or something. And their Warrior Angel stickers. On what stickers? So boom. Let's see how much all that costs. 7 stickers or 7 patches at whatever. $2.50 piece. $17. Look at that selection of patches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 patches. Why don't I do I have $40? Shit. I think I have 40 if they'll take PayPal. Let's see if I double all these. One. Come on. 1. Oh, look at this slow ass store. 1. Let's get 3 of these. And then 1. Oh, it didn't accept it. And then 2, and then 2. And now we're at 37, so we might as well just make that 4. And then now we're at $40. $40. 43 with tax. And we'll check out. And do they take PayPal? I'll have to find out offline. I don't know. Is anybody else going to dig in on $2.50 patches? That seems like a deal. I'm going to get me some, and then I'm going to get some for trading. $2.50. Super crazy deal. I don't know how long those will last. They look like they're woven and stuff, so that's, I guess, it'd be cool if they got them that cheap. I don't know if they're losing money on that or what, but that's neat. Yeah, Russian nesting doll, thanks. Or that's the name of it, Matrushka. All right, so Valkyrie Combat, I don't know who that is. I'm following them. They've got Black Friday sales. King's Pawn, this one is in where's King's Pawn? Oklahoma City. I think this one's outside of Oklahoma City. It's a cool little pawn shop. I think I was booking south from Oklahoma City down to Dallas, and I found it. Clayton's. I think that's just somebody I know online who started a gun shop. I'm not sure. You've got Axel. Oh, this is somebody paid money to be on my Instagram feed. This Axel company. So they like selling their stuff. And then you've got somebody selling some, or just bought some bayonet stuff. There's Fort Thompson again. Let's see, Warrior Dog Foundations. Spend $350 in the store this weekend and get a personalized book by Will Chesney. So you get a No Ordinary Dog signed book by buying some stuff from the Warrior Dog Foundation. They support retired veteran dogs, military dogs. Black Friday through Cyber Monday, all rifles 15% off at the gun store in Vegas. So that's one of the oldest of the rental ranges. It's right off of Tropicana. It's on Tropicana, right off the airport when you're in Vegas. The Hub is a place here in Tucson that has all kinds of discounts, free tax stamps on select suppressors. So that's a $200 deal. Huge discounts on many brands. It's a pretty cool store. They've got 4 locations in Arizona now. I know of 2 of them. Scrolling through, wait a minute. The Gray Man Brief does sell this book here today, Black Friday. We wanted to use it as an opportunity to welcome you to join our lifetime subscription and get some free gray goods. As a lifetime signups today, you'll also get a free hard copy of our latest Hip Pocket Brief, Volumes 1 and Volume 2, along with some decals. Use the code to take $25 off for a lifetime plan. So let's go see what this lifetime plan costs. This is a subscription to Intelligence Brief that comes out daily or as often as necessary. $475 for a lifetime. It's not unheard of, but it's not insignificant either. So that's interesting. Let's see, then you got Knife Rights. They just got done having a big sweepstakes. Tactical Outfitters. This Friday at Collaboration Drop. So they have a new patch dropping over at Tactical Outfitters. We talked about them earlier, having their incremental sale. Started off really like 20%, then it went to 15 and then 10 or something like that. Here's Gun Owners of America, encouraging you to use all your Amazon sales through them. I'm going to encourage you to do all your Amazon sales through a company that doesn't, or an organization that doesn't get over $12 million a year. People like Clover and Ghost and other people who you know use their Amazons, and then the trickle of cents that comes in will go to people who you know instead of an organization that gets something like $12 million a year.
And say I have mine set up to FPC.
Oh, really? So they're more like $1 million a year.
Yeah, but the other thing though, if I know I'm getting something big, I'll try and find one of your links. But
I appreciate
sometimes I can't be bothered.
I have to put my links out there more. Whenever Gun Channels was in full swing, I never really put my links out there because I didn't want to squash all over other people's links. But now there's not as many people. There's nobody going to Gun Channels for links anymore. So I'll start putting links on my stuff more. I've been putting links in here so anybody knows if you use any of the links that are in the chat that we've been posting to Amazon, I do get a cut, possibly a 4% cut or something like that. So I think you're supposed to disclaim that, but I can't imagine anybody doesn't know that when you drop Amazon links, you get a cut. Let's see, Lead Star Arms. I got a bunch of their patches. They have 35% off all in-stock Coyote Grunt rifles, Coyote Grunt pistols, receivers, handguards. So it looks like whatever this Coyote Grunt is, version or model of their stuff. All right, I don't know if I'm going to find it, so I'm just going to eventually just search for BMC Tactical, which is our friends in Albuquerque. That's what I was looking for the first time. So they've got a sale starts Monday at noon, and this was from 4 days ago. So this is their, when it starts Monday at noon. Discounts up to 50% off. Stop by for current offering. Sale ends Saturday the 26th. So they must have been doing Black Friday sales all week. So it looks like 50% off parts and accessories, 25% off guns and knives. That's crazy. 25% off guns and knives. And they've got, this is a store that has a lot of switchblades and fancy high-end knives. Both locations, no rain checks or layaways. I guess that makes sense. And then they're closed, on Thanksgiving. So they've got 2 locations in Albuquerque now, and they always supported our stuff, and they're good. Been good to us when we're in town, helping us out. And then with the patches too, they've got a massive selection of patches. So I wasn't sure if they were going to have patches on sale or not. So it says Black Friday is going to be amazing. Stop by either location and pick up a treat by Cakes by Gabby. And that's something else I wanted to mention is that one of the cool things I like about BMC is they are aware that people who show up to shop and hang out at their shop eat and like to eat. So they bring food trucks in, they bring friends that own restaurants, and they have, one of the reasons people show up and hang out at their shops, I think, is because of the food. So one of their friends that they have come in is Cakes by Gabby. And if you go check out their Instagram, obviously it's a bakery, so it's going to have a bunch of amazing looking food. So they're going to have pumpkin rolls, something, whatever that is, brownies, individual pineapple upside down cakes, and then individual 4-inch cakes. And I dig it. I like supporting local, and supporting local food is like as much as you can do. Like that's the most support you can offer, right? It's the local people that are doing the stuff that goes right into your India. Let's see. So then it looks like they posted something from a couple of days ago of the SIG MCX, but no patches. Looks like no patches. They got gift cards that were not on sale. They were just letting you know they had gift cards. Some of the new New Mexico patches. And let's see if they've got a picture anywhere of their patches. If you've ever seen the Slowpoke Rodriguez patch, that's from them. Yeah, I guess they don't have it, but here's a picture of some of those cakes. Just saying. Another little sample of some more of their New Mexico. I don't know why you keep showing pictures of the New Mexico patches. They do all kinds of other patches besides New Mexico. You can kind of catch a glimpse of their massive patch display behind here. All right, well, so that was a couple of the gun shops and places that I knew online on the Instagram that had been talking about it. Anything that you are aware of that is doing something Black Friday that's worth mentioning before we start wrapping it up at 3 hours?
No, I don't have anything. I didn't do a very good job of my due diligence of looking for stuff. In the first couple places I looked, I was underwhelmed, and so I kind of just gave up.
Right on. Yeah, I didn't do many research or nothing. I just figured I'd go live since nobody was, just to have something live. I figure a lot of people are probably off today. Like Snob was out driving around or something at stores. He said he was at Hobby Lobby. So if we can help out people during their chores, let's say, then
their time of need. If you're at Hobby Lobby, you're in your time of need.
I've been to Hobby Lobby at like whatever time they open, like 5 minutes after they open, ran in, did whatever I needed to do, especially when I had the sewing machine still working. Like I would have to go there once in a while to see if they had something. And yeah, I did not like being in there. There was nothing in there except for that sewing machine stuff that I was looking for. Let's see. The only time I went to Hobby Lobby, I felt ripped off. I was expecting RC cars. Well, and that's something that I just always assumed, because I didn't ever go in there. I always assumed Hobby Lobby was hobby stuff, right? Real hobbies, Rokuto cars and boats and models and what a hobby store used to be. And I guess, it's the new definition of hobby is crafts. They should have called it Craft Lobby. Ghost has got to work at the range, so
here's something. I don't know if he's doing Black Friday. but sorry, I didn't mean to jump on you. Ghost new patches look awesome. So everyone go over, check out his thing. But yeah, I don't know if he's doing a Black Friday deal on them or not, but my goodness, they just, oh really? Cool.
Hold on. So this is the link. If you put the actual HTTP, it'll work as a link. There it goes. I thought I saw something for Black Friday. What the heck? How did I get here? Okay, from here.
I think the Black Friday he was reposting that other place.
Yeah, I thought I seen it somewhere though, so maybe I'm wrong. But I thought I seen it somewhere. Maybe he took it down. Maybe he did have it, and then he knew so many people are going to be watching this that he'd go bankrupt if they all jumped over there and got him at a deal.
Yeah, I don't know, something about him. Like as soon as I saw it, it just like popped out my screen. Haven't bought one yet, but maybe I'll go do that right now.
Well, I was also going to put on here, does he got a link to the stickers? So they've got Clover and Ghost are doing a deal to help them get to SHOT Show and raise some funds and awareness of these companies that they work with, that you can grab one of their stickers for SHOT Show. Rare, vintage, numbered, and signed autographed stickers that are, I'm pretty sure they said they're 100% guaranteed to go up in value. And they're maybe NFTs or they're TFNs, I think they said they are. And anyway, $10, and then that gets you into a slot that would then get you into this $1,600 giveaway with all these fabulous prizes that should have been in a 14 size font, so they'd be much larger with a bigger line spacing. But $1,600 worth of stuff, including a Wonder 9 and bullets. Is there bullets in there too? That's too many things. But yeah, go grab one of them, and in the process, you help them dudes get to the SHOT Show and inspire other people to get off their asses and get themselves to SHOT Show instead of moaning and groaning that they can't go to SHOT Show because it costs too much money and blah, blah, blah. So with that being said, I think we're getting close to the end. Let's see. Woods is saying the green ones are cool. I think he's talking about ghost patches. Roy is saying I miss the hobby stores that sold cool stuff. And I remember this one hobby store when I was a little kid where I'd go get, like, whenever I was good or something, I could go get like a model or a Matchbox car or whatever. And it was awesome and annoying because I'd go in there knowing I could get something, but then I'd have to figure out what I wanted. And you'd go in like, oh, I'm getting a Matchbox car. And then there'd be something else. You'd be like, oh, dang, I could get that instead or whatever. I don't remember if it was Matchbox cars necessarily, but whatever it was at the time, you know, if I was going in there to get a model kit, I'd go in there and be like, oh, there's like a radio kit. I could make a radio. So yeah, those were pretty awesome. And since those shops had nothing but cool hobby stuff, like it was fun shops to hang out in because all they talked about was cool hobby stuff. You know, you go into like nowadays, the closest we got is an Ace Hardware that has some hobby stuff in it. But if you go in there and ask them anything, they're like, I don't know what that is. Like, I think it's a model. I don't know. You know, they're just used to working they're just there to stock the shelves. They're not experts in the topics or anything. Woods is saying slot cars were a thing in their hobby store. We had a place in Tucson that was, I think it was like a Sonic. It was some place that had like or maybe an A&W back in the day. So it had like the little restaurant, but then the kind of big parking lot with the cover over it. And they put dirt all in the concrete and made it into like a race car for remote control cars, like a race car track for them. And there was some bleachers you could sit on and I guess, run your cars from, or maybe there was like a stage. Anyhow, it was sort of parallel to Broadway, right on the street in Tucson here. So every once in a while, back when it was rocking and rolling, you'd drive by and you could see them racing in there. It was kind of neat. But I think that's the closest we had, because I think inside of that place they had slot cars, but I think that's the closest we had. I've never been to some of the stuff like I've seen online where there's like big indoor slot car tracks kind of permanently set up or something.
There was a place near my house when I was younger. It was like a strip mall, and they had a hobby shop in it, you know, like models and cars and stuff like we were talking about. And then they ended up buying out like on the other side of the strip mall. So still same location, but like not connected, was like just a big open space where they built a racetrack. And I think it was open for like a month and then they closed it. And it was one of those things like, oh, that thing's pretty cool. I'll check it out sometime. And then I don't know, they just spent way too much money remodeling it or what the heck happened, but it just instantly closed as soon as it opened. It was kind of a bummer.
I mean, remote control cars are amazing and they're super cool, but it's like hundreds of bucks to get into it. And then some amount of hundreds of bucks to keep repairing parts because they break all the time because they're not, you know, they're not scale strength or whatever. They wail on each other far more than a regular car accident, I think. Or anyway, you know, that's my impression, is that it was just a money pit. So unless you were super wealthy or ingenious on trying to repair stuff or something, right, like real clever, then you're just going to be hemorrhaging money with a sport like that or like a hobby like that. So is it for kids or is it for adults, you know? I never went in there and looked, but I'm assuming it was for adults because they were so expensive.
I feel like it's like, at least from the people I saw, it's like that middle ground. So like college age kids or maybe like just out of, where they have disposable income, but they're not like supporting a family and stuff yet. So they're like, you know, they have a little bit of that extra money. But I guess I'm surprised figuring the hobby store is like in the same location as the racetrack. You would think they'd have a gauge of like how many people come in and buy their stuff all the time. They must have known there was a market. And how cool would it be to go to sell a thing or be like, hey, you want to try it out? You know, go down a couple of doors and go try it out. We'll let you drive around for free for a little bit. So it's like, it seems like they expanded. It should have made, it's like having a gun store and a gun range. Like that just makes sense. And yet somehow they closed up like instantly after they built it.
I didn't even look at remote control stuff, but that's one of the things that I used to look at quite a bit when I was a kid, like the Radio Shack catalogs and stuff. I never really had too many remote controlled things, but I always like to keep like a track of what the technology could do and the prices and stuff. You know, for a while there, all our remote control stuff was garbage. It was like that J style. You could go forward, and then when it went backwards, it would turn. Hated those things. You know what I'm talking about? And it was like between when everything had a cord, like when at one point, the only thing you could get remote control, quote unquote, had a cord going to it. So you'd have a button or something in your hand, but all you really did was have a long ass cord go into your toy.
Yeah, I had a tank like that. But the tank was cool because it shot stuff.
Oh, see, that's even cooler. Yeah, so that was the best.
So
once they got to real remote controls, well, and then for a while there, it was those, like you would have a computer on it or a calculator on it. You'd have to program a bunch of buttons and commands and turns and stuff, like go forward 3 turns and then turn left and then go forward 3 things and go right. You know, and you could program it to go around your house or whatever. But then they finally came out with real remote controls that were fairly inexpensive and that kind of worked. But then the trick was, yeah, what else can it do? Could it have something else that would give you another servo, like a light or a construction thing that would go up and down? Or, you know, I guess sometimes you could get stuff to shoot, but not too much in my experience. Like, you know, maybe something would move or something. But anyway, I figured as soon as you got that 5th servo, you know, you have left and right and throttle, and then that 4th or 5th servo to let a switch happen. Those are the ones I always try to find so that I could turn that switch into something else. Honcho Santa had a slot car track and hand-painted Dodge Charger with the Dukes of Hazzard General Lee design and a Crown Vic as a cop car. Nice. I had slot cars that we would set up for a while, but then they've lived most of their lives in boxes. Like I didn't leave them set up. I think it was not as much my choice as like whoever owned the house that I was in at the time would be like, okay, go put away that car set now. It's been out long enough. I don't remember ever breaking anything with them. I think it was just more of like nuisance having it set up, especially if you set it on the floor, you know, like then nobody can do nothing in that room. Sometimes I knew people that would have them stuck to a piece of wood and then they could put that wood in the garage or something. You ever seen that? And then they'll just put it out in the backyard on something or put it in the den or something on like a table or whatever. But then, you know, they never had to put together their track. It was just always on that piece of wood. So he's either muted or stepped away. All right, well, we're definitely at the 3-hour mark, and I didn't know how long we'd be going. I just figured since no one was really live when I started this thing, we'd go live and kind of check out some of the Amazon stuff. If you scroll through the text thing as we've been going here, I did find, let's see, let's take a look at everything we looked at. We found a couple of things that I guess I'll link to. I've been putting them on the Patreon over here. So we've got the little electric scooter thing, that fold-up electric scooter. I think it's pretty cool looking. We've got these cheap night vision goggles that were $100 that were basically a camcorder with an IR illuminator. Those LifeStraws, it's like a pack of 5 LifeStraws. It was a pretty decent deal, less than $10 each. Then we have this dash cam. So a pretty nice looking dash cam. We didn't search hard, but we looked at some dash cams. That crazy 10-in-1, 9-in-1 multi-tool pen for like engineers and construction people. The 3D printer, the Ender 3 upgrade, is a pretty decent deal right now. And then there's this security camera, which is a wireless security camera that stands alone. It doesn't need any kind of cloud or any kind of Chinese influence. Nobody's watching what you're doing on your camera. That's a super good deal. It's the most highly rated camera, and it's like a $300 camera at a third off or something at $200. And then this pen. So if you've got a 3D printer and you've got the little bits of filament and thread or whatever it's called at the end, this 3D wand, a little handheld little thing that you shove the stuff through, can let you repair your 3D prints or kind of 3D print in thin air. Pretty interesting little toy, but also useful tool. And they're, I think, about $20 or something. So that's a bunch of the Black Friday stuff for anybody that wants to check it out. We just posted that, or we are posting that on the Patreon. We'll have it in the description of this video as well. So anybody that wants to click on any of those links, appreciate it, because we'll get a small cut of whatever it is you grab off of Amazon when you use those links. Keep that in mind. So if you go to Amazon to buy something, there's almost always somebody with an Amazon link, and they will definitely appreciate it if you were to use their link. For the time you're, let's say you click on somebody's link, like you click on one of my links and go over to Amazon, you buy something, I get that cut. Now you go to Clover's link tomorrow, buy something, he's getting that cut. You go to a third person's link the next day, they're getting that cut. So it's kind of a temporary thing. Whenever you jump over there, the last person whose cookie you have is the person who's getting that thank you from Amazon for sending you over. So it's not a mandatory thing by any means, and there's lots of other stores that do that. So if you're not familiar, that's how a lot of people even make their money online. It's not our main way. It only brings in a couple of bucks, but I figured we would use the Amazon. It's a little safer than doing some of the links to gun shops and stuff like that. But we did briefly go through the Instagram and look at some of the cooler Black Friday stuff that's out there. Found some cool patches that are on sale cheap. And I think that's about it. I don't know if Smeggy's still in here. Let me go check. I don't know if you're still here. Yeah. Do you want to say anything before we head out? You may or may not be standing next to the mic. You may or may not be muted right now. But anyway, thanks everybody for joining.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
But I don't have anything to add. I just wanted to let you know I do exist, but I did have to step away for a minute.
Yeah, no worries. So it's like 1 in the afternoon here. I don't think anything really starts until sometime AR does an afternoon show, and then Gizzard will have a show this evening. One of my favorite things on Friday is listening to the Team House. It's a Ranger and a Green Beret that interview different military veterans, long format live discussions. So unlike most of the conversations that happen out there that are recorded and then edited and then posted after the fact, these are live conversations. So it just brings it to another level of realness. And they do take answers or questions from the people that are watching live. So that starts at, well, it used to be 5. I think probably 5, I think 8 p.m. Eastern is when it starts, but I'm not sure. It's like 2 hours before Gizzard. And then I might be missing something else. Otherwise, Friday night, we'll have our weekly wrap up, and where we take a look at what went on this week in 2A. I think somebody needs to go OUT. So he came over here and started bothering me. Maybe he just heard that I was ending the chat and he knows what's up with that already. Nobody's really saying anything, so I'm just talking to Smeggy, I think. So we'll end this one. Thanks everybody for showing up. If you're listening to this in the future, I don't know if anybody's listening to this in the future, so more than likely nobody's listening to this in the future.
Well, maybe they want to know all the deals they missed out on and kick themselves for sleeping in.
Maybe. I don't think so, though. All right, so we'll click on this. We'll click on this. We've got a store. If you'd like to purchase stuff from us, that'd be awesome. So I'd like to be able to keep doing stuff. Thanks for watching and listening. GearWebsites.com is your source for firearms-based playing cards and books. We also have mugs, shirts, and posters with designs that we've made live. Of course, we have patches. Every Friday is Free Patch Friday. We appreciate your support. Thank you for shopping at GearWebsites.com.
Tonight's episode, The Ripoff.
Thank you for supporting our projects. If you'd like to buy us a cup of coffee, check out our Patreon channel.
The guys and gals at gunwebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thank you for watching gunwebsites.com. Do 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 do.
Right on. I didn't have any idea it would take that long, so I